like these AstroTurf fields. Makes it easy, don't
So much easier. Yeah, absolutely.
Not a very big band.
No. That's one of my wife's pet peeves, the size of bands anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody goes out for band anymore.
Yep. When I was over at Trail 80s, they had 125 people in a band.
That's a shame.
And 100 out for football.
I was after school.
Yeah.
Yep. About 39 of them I counted. Maybe a few more.
I wonder if the uniforms just haven't come in yet.
That's what I was wondering.
Please welcome to the field, you're proud of Riverside. The Riverside High School Marching Band. The colors are presented this evening by the members of the Riverside KROTC. Carrying the flag of the United States is Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Jada Duvall. At right rifle is Cadet Captain Aiden Rowe. The state flag is carried by Cadet Captain McKinley Clark. And at left rifle is Chaplain Blake Levy. Everybody give your Riverside High School band a big hand.
Sound pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Sound is a little bit ahead of the picture. I was watching that drummer back there hitting the bass drum.
Oh, okay. I
It
didn't
would go
notice
bump
that.
and then he'd hit it. I was like, hey, I was off time there.
I see that now. That's funny.
Let's hear it one more time for the Riverside band.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the New River Network's coverage of high school football. The Oak Hill Red Devils taking on the Riverside Warriors tonight. I'm Greg Chris, along with Chris Rader. Such a great help calling these games. We appreciate everybody tuning in. We hope we got a good ball game on tap for us. We really don't know. So early in the season, you can't tell. You can't really look at scores or anything like that. But Oak Hill with a good win last week against Nicholas County. I think that score ended up being 28-15 in our game. And then Riverside lost a close game to Greenbrier East, 24-20. So they come in at 0-1. So pretty good matchup here, I think. And should be an interesting game, Chris. We're just anxious to see if Oak Hill's made improvements and or changes or what they've done.
Well, and it's a AAA game, so, for playoff purposes, it's a big game for both teams. And I was looking at Riverside's schedule today, and, later on in the year, they play teams like Huntington and Cabell Midland and George Washington and Hurricane. Those are going to be tough games.
Yep.
So Riverside, I know, is looking at this game, hosting Oak Hill as one. We got to get this one. And in same respect, I think Oak Hill's looking at it like we've got to get this one too. So I think both teams are going to come out and give each other their best shot tonight. But, you start playing teams in your own class.
Yep.
That's the wins you want to get to build points as the season progresses.
Yep. And like you said, Riverside, with that schedule they got, looking at them, a pretty daunting schedule. And, they're a school, you kind of look at them like you maybe look at a Nicholas County or even an Oak Hill at times where, they're just kind of stuck in a place where it's really hard to go forward and make playoffs and compete and that sort of thing with their numbers and all that. But they've got a beautiful facility down there. They've revamped that facility. It looks nice. You can sit there on TV, but a beautiful facility, and it seems like the programs are starting to pick up a little bit and do a better job. And as far as Oak Hill is concerned, they got the lucky break of getting to drop down a class, and their schedule, of course, stayed intact. So that's going to be a benefit to them down the road as they play these higher level schools, AAA, AA, or AAA Quad A schools. That'll help them, in their quest for the playoffs. Sure. So it should be a fun game. And like you said, Oak Hill really has to look at this game as a point getter. We could win this game, get some valuable points toward the playoffs, toward the rankings, and they'll be set. And I'm anxious to see. Last week Oak Hill offensively struggled just a little bit in my mind. I know they had a couple big plays, breakaway plays, but overall I thought they struggled a little bit offensively, and I'm anxious to see what their strategy is this week as far as the offense is concerned. I thought their defense played pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's sometimes you dance with who brung you. There's not a whole lot you can do to change anything. So we'll just see what how they come out today. I thought they looked pretty good defensively. They were okay offensively. They just struggled a little bit at times, and I think their offensive line is young. Getting that game under their belt should help a little bit in this contest.
Last week was a mixed bag for Oak Hill. Devin Richardson in his debut as the starter, the transfer from Woodrow. The good was he had 240 total yards from offense. He had a touchdown running, a touchdown passing. They'll take that type of production all day.
Yep.
The flip side of that was he was 11 of 27 through the air. There's a couple things about that. Oak Hill definitely wants to be more efficient passing the ball than that. They don't want to be 11 of 27.
Yep.
When I saw that stat, I was actually a little surprised that they threw the ball 27 times. I know last year Oak Hill threw the ball was more around 15, 16 times a game.
Yeah.
Now, I understand, Malachi was making his first start as a quarterback last year. Devin is more experienced. But I'm wondering if moving forward, if Oak Hill is going to keep that type of pass ratio. Well, that's a lot of passes. 27 passes is a lot. Yep. So I'm interested to see if they're going to keep that. And if they do, if they continue to try to have Devin in the pocket scanning the field. Yeah. Because when they tried that last week, for one, their pass protection broke down. That's one thing they have to get shored up is their pass protection. It's something we can look for tonight. I'd mentioned last week the offensive line is probably going to be a work in progress all year.
Yep.
So tonight you're going to see Jaden Lewis, number 52, who's just a freshman, making a start at right guard. So they're still trying to find who their best five are up front. I think it's really tough when a freshman starts on the line, even more so than if he starts at a skill position. Yep. So they got to get their pass protection buttoned up a little bit. But that's, a lot of times the old adage is you'll see the biggest improvement from game one to game two. So we'll see if that holds true for Oak Hill tonight.
Yeah, and you talked about the number of passes. When we look at this team, we look at J.D. Moritz and Green and a couple of those, Ashmore, a couple of those guys that carry the ball back there. And last year that was a strength for Oak Hill. The running back field is excellent. And they wore a lot of teams down last year with those running backs, especially J.D. Moritz, who gets lathered up and does better as the game goes on. And we saw that Friday night as a beginning. But then they kind of went away from that and, like you said, started throwing the ball. So it was a little surprising to see them putting it in the air as much as they did. Devin Richardson's a tremendous athlete, and I know Coach Merriam wants to keep him involved in the offense and have the ball in his hands. But I would think that as the season wears on, we're going to see less of the throwing and more of the running. I'm guessing. I don't know that.
I'll be anxious to see. Again, when I saw the stats from last week and saw that Oak Hill threw the ball 27 times. That is definitely more than they put it up last year.
Yep.
JD had 101 yards last week, but he had it just on 10 carries.
Right.
And we're used to seeing JD more in that 17, 18, maybe 20 carry range.
Yep.
So we'll see tonight if they want to feed him the ball a little bit more. But again, I mentioned this last week, JD last year didn't have to play defense.
Right.
JD's a starting defensive end this year too, and his backups, Tyler Ashmore and James Green, are also starters on defense. So maybe that changes your offensive strategy a little bit too, because you know that if you're riding him on offense, you got to turn right back around and put him on defense. And we saw last week some kids starting to cramp up as the game went on because they're playing two ways. So it's a balancing act, and I'm sure Devon Marion and his staff are trying to figure that out.
Yep, I would say you're exactly right with that, spot on, because it is tough to go offense, defense like that, especially when you're a workhorse and you figure you're going to carry it 15, 20 times a game, then have to shift over to the defensive side. That is tough. And like you said, I think Coach Marion and his staff are going to try to figure out how to balance all that, and eventually I guess they will. But, the backups for JD, Ashmore, Green, those guys, they're good running backs too. And I really feel like Coach Marion wants to be able to establish that run. Now, as far as the offensive line is concerned, like you said, I think they had some problems with that last week, especially in pass protection. And, maybe they feel like they can't run like they did last year with the line, not this early in the season. Right. So they get them, used to playing and figuring out what they're doing, because they got some young ones up there. And, it takes a little bit of time to figure all of it out and get your calls right and that sort of thing. So, that may be part of it, where they just are just not sure yet about the offensive line. But and I think they're going to mix it up some too, because Richardson is, like I said, a tremendous athlete, throws the ball well. Had some nice touches on some passes the other night, long passes. He runs extremely well. You mentioned the big play with the touchdown run and the pass. He also had a touchdown call back, if you remember.
Sure did.
51-yarder call back. So he's a tremendous athlete, and I know they want the ball in his hands as much as possible without changing their whole philosophy. I don't think they want to do that, but I expect them to come out and try to establish the run and just see how it goes and then go from there. I don't know if they have a full game plan of let's just run the ball and see what happens. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they might try to establish it first and then go to the pass if need be.
Well, I'm a big believer that the run sets everything else up, and I'm not breaking any new ground saying that. I think any football coach in America will probably tell you that. But I do think if you can run the ball, that sets up everything else. And if you can start establishing JD, not only are you opening up your pass game, now you're opening up your QB, your option game, where Devin pulls it out of his belly and then he keeps it going around the corner. And, when we saw that last week, he really has another gear that a lot of kids don't have. I'm throwing this name out there. I don't get too caught up in this comparison, but he's got it reminds me a little bit of Tavon Austin, the way Tavon could go from 0 to 60 in a heartbeat. And we saw Devin do that a little bit last week, where he's just kind of jogging, and then he turns the corner because he just hits that extra gear. I was really impressed with him when he had the ball in his hands. So I think he's a really dangerous runner. He didn't keep it a ton last week, but when he did, he had 6 carries for 86 yards and broke off a couple of big runs. So we'll see if they want to establish the zone read a little bit more. But again, they're still trying to figure everything out.
Yep, and I'm like you. I would think, we kept talking about last week. We kept thinking that he was going to get more options to carry the football, and I think he probably will. But I don't think they want to do that to excess and risk injury or anything like that with him. So it'll be interesting to see. And I feel bad about this. I can't remember the kid's name, but there's a kid for Riverside, it's a freshman that leads him in rushing.
Malachi Hope,
Okay.
and he's somebody to keep an eye on tonight. He had about $180 last week, just a freshman.
He's a phenomenal player. Played at Valley Middle School last year, and starting for Riverside, and one of their best offensive weapons. So, and I couldn't remember his name, so I didn't mention it.
You'll probably be calling it a lot.
I would say here's Isaiah Jones with a kickoff, and we are underway here at Riverside. And the kick, pretty good kick. Yep, goes down to about the 5-yard line and coming all the way back with it down the sideline. And he is going to be tackled at the 10-yard line. So a great start for the Riverside Warriors. And I don't have a number or a name for him. Maybe you do.
That was Malachi Hope. That's the kid we were talking about. Right. And you better get used to calling his name and number because he's going to have an impact. And we just saw it. That was actually a touchdown-saving tackle that time by Owen Gross, or else Malachi would have taken that kick all the way back to the house. So you can see how dangerous that kid is. And just a freshman.
Yep.
Great start for Riverside.
Yep, I got his name down now, so I'll know who it is from here on out. Malachi Hope. Good return for Riverside. And I don't know if we got a penalty back here. Looks like the officials are walking them back.
Yeah, they might walk them back a little. Oak Hill might have got a big break here. Let's see. They're walking them back much further than anticipated.
Yep. Let's see what the call is. We still haven't got a signal from the official yet.
It's marking, it looks like on Oak Hill's 45. So still a really good return, but not inside the 10.
I'm not sure if they had a penalty or I'm not sure what
maybe
happened there.
Could he stepped out? Maybe he stepped out. That's a good point, too.
Yep, possibly did. All right. Here comes Riverside up the line to get this thing underway. First handoff straight ahead over the left side. Have to get a number for you.
That was number 3. That's Malik Thomas. Now, something you'll see Riverside do, they have a lot of the same formations that Oak Hill does, but they'll go pistol where the running back is directly behind the quarterback. I like pistol formations because the running back can get a full head of steam and get his shoulder squared to the line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. That's something Oak Hill doesn't do a lot of. We'll see Riverside run out that pistol a lot tonight.
Yep. Second down, about 7. They give it to Malik Thomas again.
And I'll tell you what, Derek Sullivan blew that up. He drove the center straight back into the backfield that time, and Malik Thomas ran straight back into a center. So I don't know if Derek Sullivan's going to get credit for the tackle, but boy, he made the play defensively, and that's going to put Riverside in a 3rd and 8 now.
All right, 3rd down and a long 8 for Riverside as they get to play in from the sideline. 2 receivers split to the right.
The quarterback for Riverside is number 10, Xavion Whitestone. Fumbled the snap, Greg.
And the defensive line in immediately. J.D. Moritz coming in from his linebacker spot to break it up and get the tackle, and it sets Riverside back about 6-7 yards. Puts them back on the Oak Hill 49. That'll bring up 4th down now and 14.
Boy, I got to tell you, that's kind of like a pin in the balloon for Riverside. They think that they're down there inside the 10, and we're assuming that he stepped out of bounds. They move him back to the 45 and go 3 and out here. So nice job by the Red Devil defense to stymie any of that momentum Riverside had going.
All right, Riverside set to punt the ball away. Good snap, and the kick is away. Takes a Riverside bounce down inside the 15, down to about the 11-yard line. So Oak Hill will take off deep in their own territory from the 11-yard line. So good defensive stand there by the Red Devils after a hold-your-breath moment.
Absolutely.
Hope took it down the sideline. We thought he was going to score.
I was actually surprised. I don't know if they were just giving Hope a blow, but after Hope's kickoff return, he wasn't in there at running back that whole series. So I'm sure we'll see him as the game progresses in that tailback spot, though. Now, just eyeballing it here, Greg, Riverside's not real big up front. I'm wondering if Oak Hill might be able to establish that run game. I don't see a lot of size up front for the Warriors.
Nope. Devin Richardson in the shotgun with J.D. Moritz beside him. Going to air it out on the first play. And he's going deep. He's got a man, but he overthrows him. And was that Spack?
No, that was actually
Treadway.
Carson Treadway. Yeah,
Yep.
he had a step on his man. Treadway.
Yep,
and
sure did.
Richardson showed off his arm, but overthrew him that time. Now, assistant coach Brad Compton did tell me he thinks that Riverside can match up with them out on the edges a little better than Nicholas County. They have a little more speed and athleticism than Nicholas County had, but Oak Hill thought they could take a shot that time.
Yeah, and Treadway, like you said, had a couple steps on the defensive back, a little bit shorter. It would have been a big play. Same formation as Richardson's in the shotgun again, gives it off to J.D. Moritz, has a hole on the left side, barrels over a couple of players, and pushes it out up to 21. The 16, rather.
It's going to be 3rd and about 5.
Yep,
so Riverside is showing, they're showing 6 in the box, but it looks like they're sneaking a safety down there late to maybe show 7. And they might have to do that because they do look light up front. So they probably will have to sneak a safety down there to help in run support tonight.
It's like a 44 defense there with 4 linebackers. Of course, playing corner 2, Richardson drops a throw, sees the opening up the middle. He takes it himself, gets it out to the 28-yard line, maybe the 29. That'll be a first down for Oak Hill. So nice run there by Richardson.
And that's the dimension that Devin brings you. He can do that. I'm not so sure that might not have been designed. He took off really quick. That might have been a QB draw, or he just saw the hole open up and took off on his own. That was actually a really nice tackle by Jack Shanklin. He's a senior for Riverside. He got him in the open field, and that's hard to do with Devin.
Yeah, that could have been a big play if he'd not made that tackle. All right, Oak Hill back up the line. They got 3 to the right. Blitz in the backfield. Blitz comes off the corner, going deep again, and there's a fight for it.
That might be intercepted.
And looks like Treadway came up with the football, but
Treadway's making his case, but that's going to be intercepted. That's Logan Tudor. He's a junior for Riverside.
Yep.
And that's a big play. I was going to say prior to the snap, the corners for Riverside they were in press coverage. They could probably smell the Oak Hill receiver's breath. And Tudor, to his credit, was step for step the whole way down the field and came up with that interception. That's a really nice athletic play by Logan Tudor.
All right, so Oak Hill turns it over, and Riverside will have their second possession of the night. Started on the 33-yard line. 8.5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Still no Malachi Hope back there in the backfield for the Warriors. They're still going with Malik Thomas, who's a senior tailback. We'll see. I'm sure we'll see Hope at some point.
Yeah, I would think so. And I guess we had a flag, but it was waved off. So
no, they're going with an H-back over here to the right.
Yep.
Let's see if that signifies the strong side of the field. No, they're going to go to the left here.
Yep, puts it out to the left and immediately brought down by Moritz. And that is Thomas again. And Moritz there on the spot for the tackle, and they lost a couple on that one.
Great job by J.D. just playing his position, setting the edge, and not letting Thomas get that corner. Nice job.
All the way back to the 29-yard line. So that's a loss of 4. Brings up second down now and 14 for Riverside.
Again, they're sending 2 out to the right, and they have an H-back here, number 18, which is Tavion Woods, out here to the left.
Riverside dropping back to throw, going to drop it off short in the flat. Ball is hauled in there by Chase Cook, and he gets it up to about the 33.5-yard line, 33.
That's a nice little play.
Yep,
little bootleg, get the quarterback out on the edge. He has a receiver out there in the flat, and nice little pitch and catch, and that puts him in at least a third and manageable after the loss on first down.
So brings up third down now. And about 6. They've got to get it out to the 43. About the 43 and a half.
You would think this is a passing down. Oak Hill's pass rush last week was fantastic against Nicholas County.
Shotgun snap. Looking to go deep and has a man, and he tripped up their incidental contact with the feet getting locked up.
I think that's a good no call.
Yep.
Yeah, Shanklin got up kind of looking for a flag, but it looked like to me he actually tripped over his own 2 feet. I didn't even think his feet got tangled up. So, yeah, they had man coverage out there on Marnie Hicks. Thought they'd take a shot, but
Pretty good coverage by
yeah, pretty
Marnie.
good coverage.
Yep.
He was with him, so that's going to set up a punt situation now for the Warriors. They're really late getting some of their kids out here for special teams. Wonder if they can get this snap off if they have to take a timeout here. They were really late running guys out.
I don't have the punter's name either.
That's a terrible snap.
And we didn't rush, so gets a kickoff, gets a favorable bounce down to the 26.
Now, moving forward, if Oak Hill's coaching staff sees that snap,
Yeah.
you might see a lot more aggressive rush. And if you remember from last week, Mikey Spike got a block and a recover in the end zone.
Yep, big play.
And if you're going to see snaps like that, you might see a lot more aggressive punt rush from Oak Hill.
Yeah, I would think they just looked like they had the return set up. The lineman didn't really move. And like you said, it was a poor snap. And I'm like you, I think we'll see Oak Hill put some pressure on that next punt. All right, Oak Hill starting at the 26-yard line here with their second drive of the night. Give it to Moritz. He bounces off the offensive lineman, gets to the outside, and gets it up to about the 31. So nice job by Moritz there. He ran right into the offensive line who had been stood up and then bounced it to the outside.
Again, showing his agility. Yeah, he's a big kid and probably goes about 220. But he's got good quickness and good agility that time. And just like you said, made something out of nothing. Got 5 positive yards right there. And I think that might be there for them if they really want it.
Yep. Here comes Treadway with the little, I don't know if it's called a reverse sweep to the right, and he's got room, dodges a couple tacklers, gets it down to 45. It gets stacked up there, but a nice gain.
So that's a wrinkle. I've never seen Oak Hill run a jet sweep like that. So Treadway came in motion from left to right, and at the snap of the ball, when Devin got it, he just handed it to him like a little jet sweep. It was open. Nice wrinkle from Oak Hill. It's not something I remember them doing. And they get a really nice gain on that.
It picks up about 16 on the play. Give Oak Hill first down at their own 45. 2 guys each side. Moritz in the backfield, and he's going to take the handoff again. The left side breaks down, and he's snowed under there by...
I'll get a number on that for you. That was number 57 for Riverside, making a really nice play. I want to give the kid credit. Give me just a second here. That's J.R. Cochran. He's a senior lineman, and he just ran J.D. down from the back that time. Made a really nice play, threw him for a loss.
Yeah, it may take us a minute on some of these.
Riverside's roster was a mess on the SSC. We're looking at this off our phones.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't get those rosters updated, but it makes it tough on us. All right, here's, I believe, is that Ashmore running the ball?
Yeah, they went to a 2-back set that time and gave it to Tyler. Tyler gets a nice little gain up over the 50, and that's going to set up Oak Hill in a 3rd and medium here. It looks like they're at about the 48. So, yeah, they went out of their base set, which is 4 receiver, 1 back, went 2 back. Now, Tyler's going to check out now, and Z. Lewis is going to check back in, and I'm guessing they're going to go with their 1 back, 4 receiver set here.
2 to each side, and it's 3rd down and 3. I wouldn't be surprised to see J.D. or Richardson carrying it this time. He fakes it to J.D., keeps it himself, but he stops short, and they'll mark him down at about the 46.5, just beyond the 46. So we'll bring up 4th down now and a yard. And
try to go zone read, and a nice play by the linebacker Tavion Woods, man. He wasn't fooled, and he was able to bring Devin down before he made the sticks.
And we saw Coach Marion go for it.
Well, if he goes for 4th and 14, he'll go for 4th and 2.
Right. And better field position tonight. So, I look for him to go ahead and go for it. Looks like he's going to let the clock run down and maybe take a timeout as he's discussing it with the offensive coordinator over on the sidelines. And they are going to let it run down to a timeout, I think, because they're not really trying to get a play in. And there is your timeout. So, a timeout in the game, 3:43 to go in the first quarter. 0-0 is your score. We'll return after these messages. Welcome back to NRN's coverage of high school football. Oak Hill Red Devils with the ball at the Riverside 46-yard line. 4th down and a yard to go. Early gamble here by Coach Marion. And they fake it to Ritz. Looked like Richardson was going to try to throw. He drops. He goes all the way back to the 43 of Oak Hill, and he slips down there, and Riverside will take over on downs.
Well, he wanted Z. Lewis out there in the flat. He wanted a swing pass to Z. Lewis, and Riverside did a really nice job of taking it away immediately. And when they did that, you can tell that was really a one-read play.
Yep.
So when they took away that first read, you could tell Devin really didn't know where to go with the ball. That's a great job by Riverside defensively right there.
Yeah.
Big stop.
Yeah, they didn't fall for the fake, and I'm sure that Coach Marion thinking they're going to think JD's going to get the ball, and they didn't give it to him, but Riverside wasn't full, so they take over at the Oak Hill 43. Whitestone in the shotgun. There's
That's Hope.
Hope is back in the backfield now, and he plows forward and call him down. Plows forward for about 3 or 4 yards, gets it up to the Oak Hill 40.
Now they're giving Big Derek Sullivan a break there on the defensive line. Number 51, Jeremy Lewis, is checked in for him. And again, when you're going two-way, you got to get those big guys a break every once in a while. So Derek's getting a blow, and Jeremy Lewis is checked in. And, yeah, now we see Malachi Hope, who had a big game last week against Greenbrier East, getting his first action at tailback tonight.
Hope picked up 3 on that carry, and he is in the backfield now. Probably just giving him a breather after that long return of the opening kickoff. They fake it to him this time, throw it over the middle. They got a man, but the ball's overthrown and intercepted.
Carson Treadway
with the interception for the Red Devils. So big break for Oak Hill.
Yeah, Whitestone was trying to hit a seam route, and Treadway was just doing his job. He's playing that single high free safety that Malachi played last week. He's just playing center field, reading the quarterback's eyes. Whitestone overthrew that seam a little bit.
Yep.
But, I think Treadway would have broken that up regardless, but nice job just picking that off.
Absolutely. Big play for Oak Hill. They'll start their third drive from their own 21. 2:49 to go in the first quarter. 3 receivers split to the left. There's Steve Keenan down there on the sideline. I tell you what, a scribe, and there's a beautiful pass across the middle, and it is hauled in by Matthias Spike, and he's all the way down to the Riverside 21-yard line.
Greg, that couldn't have been thrown any better.
Man, that was a dart, wasn't it?
That was a dime right to, and the coverage wasn't bad. That was man coverage. Mikey ran a little skinny post that time, and it wasn't bad coverage, but man, Devin Richardson couldn't have put that. He couldn't have just walked up to him and handed that ball to him and put it in any better spot. A nice job by Mikey to haul it in. That's a huge play for the Devils. Big chunk play.
Yep. And that is I believe I have it tallied up right, 47 yards. Does that sound right? Down to
you're
22.
You're doing the stats. I can't keep up with it. I'll take your word for it.
I'm close. I'll just say that.
Nice play. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah, good long play. All right, officials come in. Timeout by Oak Hill. So with a timeout on the field, we'll take a timeout here in the studio. Greg Chris Rader, bringing you all the action. Stay with us. Welcome back to New River Network's coverage of high school football. Oak Hill Red Devils threatening down at the Riverside 22-yard line. That'll be 1st and 10. And big break, getting the interception and a beautiful pass by Devin Richardson. Carson Treadway on that last play. Richardson back to throw again. Again, he's going deep, and he had a man open, and a flag comes in late, and I think one official is...
we'll see if they talk about this. A flag did come in, but it looks like one official was saying that he wasn't sure that was catchable. He was calling it. We'll see. We'll see what they want to do here. Yeah, they're calling it.
Yep. Pass interference on Riverside.
So he had Armani Hicks that time lined up in a slot, and he ran a corner route. They were trying to beat man coverage, and I guess he held him. Armani was looking for the flag.
Yep.
I thought one ref might try to wave it off, but no, they went ahead and called it. So Oak Hill's at the 11, so they can actually get a first down without getting a touchdown here. This isn't a goal-to-go situation.
Right. You know, Chris, I don't know if you noticed or not, but the guy underneath was wide open, too, on that pass play, so that might be something they come back to. They give it to Moritz this time over the left side. He has an opening, and he plows it all the way down to the 2-yard line before he stopped, and he's close to that first down you mentioned, but will be just, I think, just a little bit short.
I'll tell you what,
a yard
man,
short.
When he turned that corner, I would not want to be a cornerback when JD gets his shoulders square. Nice job of bringing him down, but, man, that's a long day for having to tackle J.D. Moritz and your corner out there.
Yep, sure is. Nice hole on that left side this time.
And, again, on that left side, we're having a freshman, Jaden Lewis, making his first start, number 52, at left guard there.
Second down and less than a yard to go. You give a little inside handoff, and that's nowhere close to working. Zach Lewis take the handoff on the end around.
Yeah, it was Tavion Woods. He's made a couple of nice plays now. Yeah, they tried that jet sweep again. I'm not a huge fan of the jet sweep in that situation. I'm more just handing it to JD and let him go. And Tavion Woods threw him back. So that's going to bring up third down and about 5.
Yep.
The line to make's about 1. So that's 3rd and 5 here for Oak Hill.
Yeah, I'm like you. It's a tough one there not to give it to Moritz.
Yeah.
See what they do here. 3rd down 5. Richardson with Moritz beside him. Drops the throw. Has a little bit of time. He tries to force it in that time to Moritz. And he was covered closely that time.
Well, that's something a little different.
Yep.
We're seeing JD sneak out of the backfield now, and he didn't catch a lot of passes last year. He caught a pass last week against Nicholas County. He snuck out in the flat that time, and I thought Devin tried to force it to him a little bit. Yeah, you're right. The coverage was there, so this is going to bring up a 4th and 5 here for Oak Hill.
Yep. 4th down 5 from the 6, and again, we're not coaches, but I'd like to see Devin Richardson use those legs a little bit. Situation like this.
Yeah, definitely, I would.
Here's the snap. Straight drop. Looks to throw. Now he cuts it over the left side. Runs into trouble there as he squirts forward, and he's tackled at the 5. And that'll be another turnover on downs by Oak Hill. Yeah,
it's definitely a missed opportunity for Oak Hill, man. After the long pass, they had a 1st and 10 at the 11, and they couldn't do much after that. They had a 2nd and short, and they tried to run that little jet sweep with Z. Lewis to the short side, and it went nowhere. And from there, the drive just kind of stalled.
Yep, sure did. Riverside takes over on their own 5-yard line. See what they want to do here with it. I'm sure they're going to be a little careful, I would think. 37 seconds to go in the first half, or rather the first quarter. Don't do anything crazy right here. Whitestone getting the play in from the sideline.
Riverside's taking a long time to get their plays in. I've noticed they stand up there a long time.
Got Malik Thomas in the backfield with him. And Riverside is going to be forced, I think, to take a timeout there because they couldn't get their play in time.
Yeah, there was a lot of miscommunication out there. You could tell there was a lot of confusion among the Riverside players.
Yep. All right. Timeout Riverside. We'll take a timeout as well. We shall return after these messages. Welcome back. 0-0 is your score. Oak Hill, Riverside. Riverside with the ball on their own 5-yard line to start this drive. As Oak Hill, a golden opportunity after a big pass play to score, couldn't capitalize. Whitestone drops the throw, pass behind the intended receiver.
That's a tight window right there. It was a little bit. He had a step on that little slant route, but that's a tight window. You're asking your quarterback to make that throw in. That's a dangerous throw.
Yep.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see Cade Compton maybe undercut that at some point.
Yep. And again, I apologize for calling numbers. Number 17, I don't have his name. Chris, do you have it by any chance?
Yeah, I'll get it here for you in a minute.
Okay. These rosters have not been updated, obviously, and Chris had to look on his phone to find these people. I don't like to leave anybody out. We want to get their name on the air. Whitestone in the shotgun. Blitz comes. Looks it off. Throws it over the middle and completes it up to about the 17-yard line.
That's a really nice play that time. So that was a little pitch and catch, and that was Jace Cook on the reception. Cade Cook blitzed from his inside linebacker position, and the running back stepped up and really picked, because I thought Cade Compton was going to blow that play up. And I believe that was Malachi Hope from his running back position, just a freshman who recognized the inside blitz and cut Cade off, and that was why that play was successful. Nice job by the freshman there.
So it's first down for the Warriors. Ball resting at the 17-yard line. First quarter winding down. Here's Whitestone in the shotgun. And they're going to pitch it out to the outside to Hope. And we get him over to the sideline, finally run him out at about the 15.
They've tried that little quick pitch to the left twice now. J.D. Moritz blew it up the first time. And then that time, Tyler Ashmore, he didn't make the tackle, but he strung it out so far that really Hope had nowhere to go but out of bounds. So nice job by Tyler setting the edge and playing his position over there.
Yep, so Hope actually lose a couple on that one. Brings up second down now. About 12. Again, taking their time getting the play called.
They're really slow getting their plays in.
And I was going to say they might be looking to run the clock out, but Hope went out of bounds, so the clock has stopped. They fake it this time to him. Whitestone rolls to his right. Pressure come. Beautiful pass out in the flat. Hauled in there by Cook.
That was a really nice throw because J.D. Moritz was breathing down his neck. J.D. did not buy that play-action fake. And Whitestone just kept his composure, and he put that ball right where it needed to be. That's a really nice play, and that's going to move the sticks for Riverside. I'm impressed by that throw by Whitestone.
Yep, very nice throw. Picked up about 10 on that one, or rather about 15 on it. So that's going to do it for the first quarter of play. Your score 0-0, Oak Hill, Riverside. Riverside with the ball. We're going to take us a quick break here, and we will return after these messages. Stay with us. Pepperoni roll company. Hot pepperoni roll is supposed to mail us out a bunch of samples. So we can try it for our next show. Like, yeah. I've heard about the radio good, I understand. Couldn't be. Welcome back. Riverside Warriors with a nice completion out to the 27-yard line for the first down. And we got a jump here on the offensive side. Looked like maybe someone on the line might have jumped a little early. Officials taking their time, and now the call, legal procedure. That'll march them back 5 yards.
Yeah, that'll drive you crazy. After a nice play, then you're all of a sudden 1st and 15 and off schedule.
First down and 15 now from the 22. Whitestone in the shotgun. Going to hand it straight ahead to Hope, and he gets it out.
So that was number 51 who checked in for Derek Sullivan. That's Jeremy Lewis, who's playing on the defensive line that time. Riverside doing a little bit what Oak Hill will do with Tyler Ashmore when he's in an H-back. They'll pull that H-back, and he's trying to trap a defensive lineman on that.
Yep.
But that's a decent game. That wasn't a bad game for Hope.
Yeah, Hope gets it out to the 27, so he picks up about 6 on that one.
And number 3, Malik Thomas is checked back into the game at running back for the Warriors. So they're getting Hope and Thomas in there pretty liberally. And again, really, I'd have to take another timeout. So that's 2 timeouts they've had to burn. And you can tell, even when they're getting their plays off, it's at the end of the play clock. They're doing a lot of standing around, looking at the sideline. So right now there's a lot of confusion when Riverside has the ball as far as getting plays in.
Yep, you can tell they're having problems. Because like you said, even when they're lined up and ready to go, but they're all looking at the sideline, waiting on the play.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's not comprehending the play calls or if they're just not getting them in quick enough.
Yeah, they got to get that fixed, though, because it's cost them a couple of timeouts, and we still have 11 minutes here in the first half. You don't want to use your timeouts that quickly on miscommunications like that.
Nope, still plenty of time to go in the first half, and I'm sure the coaching staff, Riverside's coaching staff, not pleased about having to use that timeout. But, you're better off to go ahead and use it and have a big mistake and turn the ball over.
Yeah, they'd already had a penalty to set them back anyway, so they didn't want to lose any more yardage with penalties. You're exactly right.
All right, and even after the timeout,
I'm
still having to stop them.
We're going to have to run the coach off the field here, man. Come on.
Yeah, they're struggling there getting the thing in. Okay.
Yeah, they really are.
Yep. Lake Thomas, I don't know if I'm not sure what the situation was there. Must not have known to play, but here's Whitestone with it. Drops the throw, rolls to his left, being chased, and fires a pass downfield, and it is hauled in. And I'm not sure if that was Malik Thomas or who it was over on that sideline.
That's number 9.
That's Tyson Arms, I believe. Nope, we got 9 and 6. So
I think that was Dylan Tudor, number 9. That's a really nice play. Throw by Whitestone again. That time rolling to his left, and again under heavy pressure and keeping his composure. That time thrown across his body. So he's made 2 really nice throws. I'm impressed by Whitestone when he gets out there on the edge on those bootlegs. That's a really nice job.
That was a fantastic throw. And Whitestone, that's a couple times he's been on the move and been able to throw the ball. That time across his body, and that was a nice pass. Drops again, pressure comes again. Heaves it high up in the air, and it was intended for Dylan Tudor, but too far. And again, the pressure coming down on Whitestone there.
Yeah, and that time he threw it off his back foot. He just kind of lofted that to get rid of it.
Tell you what.
But interesting, we were talking about Malachi Hope coming in. He had a big game against the East last week. And Riverside is really coming out throwing the ball quite a bit. They haven't tried to test Oak Hill with a run game a whole lot just yet. And to Whitestone's credit, he's making some nice throws for them.
Yeah. And Malik Thomas in the backfield with Whitestone this time. Here comes the blitz again, picked up and throws it quickly out to the right. Overthrows Jace Cook out there. And that pressure that time, that wasn't so much as they were getting close to him, but he saw him coming and got rid of it a little bit too quick.
That's something Oak Hill didn't do a lot. They didn't have to blitz last week, though. The front four was getting pressure. Well, that's 2 times I've seen Cade Compton come on a blitz from his inside linebacker position, but both times the running back has, because a lot of times you'll see breakdowns in pass protection with running backs, but both times they picked him up. But to your point, I think Cade coming through there was probably enough to throw off the timing of it, if nothing else.
It looks like he hurried it. He saw him coming.
Yeah.
And, even though Thomas picked him up, the pressure was still coming. All right, brings up 3rd down now and 10. This time Whitestone rolls to his right, throws back to his left, and there's nobody there. I'm not sure if that was a miscommunication or what. He kind of threw it back over to the left side. There was nobody there.
That definitely looked like a miscommunication to me. He didn't have a receiver really anywhere close to that. So That's going to bring up a 4th and 10 for Riverside. Now, they are on the plus side of the 50, but we'll see what they want to do here on the 4th and long situation. They might decide just to punt this away, and I think they're going to.
Yep, ball's on the Oak Hill 48. It is 4th and 10.
Now, if you remember last time, Riverside had a really bad snap. We'll see if Oak Hill wants to be a little more aggressive, bringing pressure on the punt. Because Riverside almost snapped it over the punter's head last time.
Of course, I don't have the punter's number on the roster, so
we'll get it.
Rely on you to pick that up.
Flag.
Good snap that time. Yep. The ball gets out there pretty quick and takes a backward hop to the 25. Bounce back toward Riverside. We'll see what the flag is. It was thrown in the backfield, so I'm guessing it was
I believe the punter for Riverside is Eli Taft. I have him as a sophomore, number 31.
I'm going to say that was an illegal procedure, I'm guessing, since it was thrown by that back judge.
Oak Hill finally got a pop to go their way. The first 2 punts, Riverside got pretty good bounce. That time, Oak Hill got the favorable bounce that time. So we'll see where they mark this after the penalty.
Penalty be declined. So Coach Marion said it was an illegal shift by Riverside. They had some folks moving back in the backfield, and
with the favorable bounce, we'll just live with the result of the punt there.
Yep. Take over on the 25-yard line.
Now it looks like Oak Hill, as they're lining up here, they might be going with the stock set over here. The receiver stocked over here with Antoine Hicks and Carson Treadway. I haven't seen them stock the receivers yet this game. And again, when you look at Riverside, they're not really big up front.
Right. Here's fake to Moritz, and Richardson keeps it. He's looking for a block, and he got a block, but unfortunately it was in the back. And the flag comes in as he's run out of bounds at the 20. But that's going to be a mark-off against Oak Hill for an illegal block.
Now, Devon's tried to run that a couple times, and Riverside's really they're not having anything to do with it. They're staying at home. They're not being fooled by that fake, and they've really contained Devon so far.
Yeah, they were on that one pretty quick. And
like you said, we might have a block in the back over there, so a bad play might get worse for Oak Hill.
Threw the flag on about the 18. Block in the back. They decline it because he did lose 7 yards, so they decline that. Decline that penalty. So Richardson he rolled around back in the backfield waiting for that block to come, but angle wasn't good, and like I said, he got the block, but it was in the back.
Now, what we don't know is if that's a true zone read or if that's called from the sidelines where they tell him, hey, you're keeping it this time. I can't tell exactly. Now, they're running those stock receivers to either side here, Greg.
Richardson drops the throw. So he's left him back over to the right and guns it down, complete. Nice pass and catch there.
We're going to have a flag come in late there, too. I'm not sure what that is.
Zacchaeus Lewis.
Yeah, and guns was the appropriate verb for that. Yeah, he really showed off his arm that time.
Yeah, he did. And it was a nice pass.
He got that out there in a hurry to Z. Lewis.
See what the call is. Looked like something on the defensive backfield maybe. We'll see here.
Now, I want to give credit to the line, too, because last week we saw him struggling pass. That's going to be a face mask.
Yep. Yeah, that'll be
a first down now.
I had that on to the end of the pass completion.
But that time, Richardson was able to stay in the pocket and have really good protection. So the offensive line, a little better job this week in pass protection.
Here's a handoff to Moritz. Skirts his way through up to the 44. Nice little gain on first down there for Oak Hill. We'll picked up about 5 there.
Yeah, if he gets 5, man, you'll live with that all day.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what you want on first down.
Brings up second down and just over 5. We'll call it 6. Straight handoff again to Moritz. Room over the right side up to the Riverside 46-yard line.
Now, here's one of the reasons that play worked. So I noticed the defensive end that time for Riverside, he was playing Devin Richardson to keep that. So instead of crashing down, he was unblocked. So instead of crashing down hard on JD, he was keying on Richardson. Richardson gave it to JD, and JD was able to get a really nice gain because the defensive end didn't crash down on him.
Right. All right, 3 receivers to the left this time. First down. They give it to, not sure who they believe that's Ashmore.
Ashmore, yeah.
Took a little hesitation there going through the line, and they're still able to push forward and get a positive gain out of it.
Yeah, I agree. I thought Tyler got the ball and kind of hesitated there for a minute instead of just plowing through there. But you're right. He was still able to get, 3
yards.
Yeah, he got 3 yards down there.
Positive gain, and I think Oak Hill's starting to establish that run game a little bit now. 2nd down and 7. Ball on the Riverside 43, 8 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the first half. No score. Richardson with a handoff to Moritz again. Jab steps, kicks it to the outside, loses the football, and it's jumped on there by Riverside's Dylan Tudor. So that's a turnover on Oak Hill.
Yeah, no, and again, Oak Hill, they take 2 step forward and they take 2 steps back, and again had a nice drive going. We saw earlier they got down there to 11 yards. They got inside the 10 actually and couldn't cash it in. That time had a nice drive going, and JD will kick himself for that. That happens. That happens. You just got to remember to tuck that ball away. He's mad at himself. You can tell, but he'll live to play another play.
That's right. Those are mistakes. Not on purposes, they happen.
Right.
Got to see how you react to them is what's important. Here's Whitestone, drops to throw. Tries to across the middle, pass underthrown.
Very dangerous pass. That's in a lot of traffic there, too.
Yep.
And again, I saw Cade Compton kind of drifting back in his linebacker position. He had an interception last week, and he was definitely in the area that time. So Whitestone's he's thrown the ball into a couple of tight windows already. Now, he's made some nice throws, but that was a dangerous pass right there.
Brings up 2nd down and 10. Riverside will send 2 receivers wide to the left. Thomas in the backfield. And he'll take the handoff. A little bit of a mix-up back there in the backfield. And
nice play by James Ludwig. That's the first time we've called his name tonight.
Yep.
And again, I seeing Cade Compton blitzing that time from his linebacker position. That's something Oak Hill didn't do a lot of last week. So we're seeing a lot more aggressive makeup defensively for the Devils this year, blitzing those linebackers.
Yep. So no gain on that play. That play got slowed up in the backfield a little bit, and I think that blitz might have caused that.
And again, we're seeing Riverside just looking at the sideline as the clock is ticking here.
Yep, trying to get your play in. We can't see the play clock, so we don't know how close they are. Finally, they settle in. Whitestone with the snap. Switch to his left, now flushes out to the right. And pass overthrown.
Don't want to give credit to Brandon Champion that time from his defensive tackle position. He got pressure right up the middle, and that's why Whitestone had to be flushed out of the pocket out to the right, because Champion came right up the middle and was pushing the lineman right back into Whitestone's lap. Nice job that time by Brandon Champion.
All right, that'll bring up 4th down now and 10. Riverside set to punt again, as Eli Taft makes it out to the punt formation. There's a snap. That's a little bit of a floater. Here comes a pressure. And he couldn't quite get there. Gets the punt away and gets a great roll again, all the way down to the Oak Hill 21-yard line.
I'll tell you what, if they keep having snaps like that, Oak Hill will get one.
Yep.
They are, that's like a balloon going back there. They're really putting a lot of air under that snap. So if they're going to keep doing that, I think Oak Hill, let's see if we get a running into or a roughing that's back in the area where it might be.
Yep. Official checking the time and writing the information down on the penalty. We'll wait for his signal. Personal foul. It's unsportsmanlike on Oak Hill, so that'll be marked at the end of the.
And they already got a great bounce on the punt anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to push them way back.
It went all the way down to 21, so this will be half the distance if I'm figuring it correctly. but now they look like they're going to march it off toward Riverside. They called it on Oak Hill.
He might have just pointed the wrong. Well,
Yeah.
there's a lot of they're talking to each other. You can see it. There's
Yeah.
some confusion with them
Yeah.
right now too.
Yep.
Not sure who that's on. Because they did call it on Oak Hill, but you're right. It looks like they're trying to mark it off on Riverside.
Yep.
And I have no idea at this point.
Yep. Not sure they know.
don't either. They don't either.
They're just guessing.
And it is on Riverside. So we have to think he just pointed the wrong direction
Yep.
then.
Yep. So that'll move it up to the 36, or no, up to the
Yeah, you were right.
yep,
36.
36, yeah. Moves it up to the 36. So Oak Hill will start there. And that helps a lot. That
Owen Gross has checked in at a split in over there on the top of the screen.
looked like Ashmore with a handoff, and he blasted all the way up to the 45.
Really nice vision that time by Tyler Ashmore. Looks like we got a Riverside player down. He's in a lot of pain.
Give Ashmore 8 on that carry.
That was a really nice run. That play wasn't designed to go to the right, and Ashmore kind of cut it backside and found that hole. So nice job by Tyler to find the open hole like that.
All right, we got an injury timeout on the field, so let's go ahead and take us a timeout now and catch our breaths. You're listening to and watching high school football on NRN. Stay with us. We'll be back. All right, welcome back to NRN high school football. Injured player
It was Paul Cochran. It looked like it might have been a left shoulder, some type of arm injury there.
So Oak Hill looking at second and yard and a half up at the Riverside 45. Here's a straight ahead handoff, and that is Ashmore again, bouncing off the tacklers and still driving, still pushing, still going, and the pile moving all the way down to the 34-yard line.
Tyler doing his best J.D. Moritz impression that time, wasn't he?
Yes, sir.
No, he had a really nice hole already in the interior of the line. Nice job by Oak Hill. And you and I were talking on the break just a minute ago. I think they can do that if they really want to start establishing that. Riverside is really not big on their front four. Their linebackers aren't very big either. And if Oak Hill wants to start getting that ground game going, I think it's there if they want it. Really nice hole that time, though.
All the way down to Riverside's 34. About a 23-yard gain for Ashmore. And he gets it again. Reverses his field. And he's stopped there by 4 or 5 Warriors as he gets it across the 35 down to the 33.
Now, Riverside, they're starting to commit a few more men to the line of scrimmage. Again, we'll see him walk a safety down if Oak Hill starts gashing them. And then if they start walking safeties down, that opens up the passing game a little bit. So we'll see what Coach Marion wants to do here. But I do think Riverside is probably going to have to walk some safeties down to help in run support.
Yep. All right, second down now and 9 from the 33 of Riverside. Richardson in the shotgun takes the snap. Looking to his left. Now throws down the middle and overthrows Armani Hicks had him open there at the goal line, but he just overthrew him.
Yeah, again, good protection that time from Oak Hill, something we've seen him struggle with last week. And Richardson had plenty of time in the pocket. And you're right. I think there was just good coverage downfield, and he tried to get it to Armani, but he was well covered that time. So it's going to bring up a third and long. This is actually, obviously 4-down territory, though, so they have 2 plays to get this 9 yards.
So they split 2 to each side. Big Moritz in the backfield with Richardson. He drops straight back. Directing traffic. Now he throws it down the sideline and fight for the ball, and it's hauled in. Beautiful catch that time, and who is this?
He's calling that a touchdown.
Yeah.
I thought he caught it out of bounds. Let's see. There's a flag down.
That's Spike. There's going to be an interference call on somebody.
Yeah, I think there is going to be interference. They actually called that a touchdown. I thought for all the world Mikey caught that out of bounds, but let's see. I will say the touchdown signal was iffy. He was kind of looking around like, I guess that's a touchdown.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't have replay. I would love to be able to see that again.
Yep. They're talking to Oak Hill's bench, so it must have been on the Oak Hill defender, and I'm sure they're going to decline that.
Well, I'm wondering, Coach Marion seemed a little disgusted with that conversation, so I wonder if they're taking the touchdown off the board.
Well, I kind of thought Coach Marion
Watching it in real time, I thought Mikey caught the ball out of bounds. Now, I could be wrong. I don't know.
I thought Coach Marion was signaling we'll take the touchdown.
yeah, we'll take the touchdown. I'm sure he will.
Yeah, I thought that's what he was signaling. Should have been upset, but we'll see here. They went over to talk to him, so apparently the penalty was on Riverside. But I'm like you. It looked like the catch came down out of bounds. It was awful close over there.
Yeah.
I don't think we have a replay to watch it, but
let's see.
See what the call
The call on the field was touchdown.
Pass interference on Riverside.
No, that's a touchdown.
Yep, touchdown is good, and they'll take it on the kickoff.
That is absolutely a touchdown. Great job by Devin Richardson, and that's a great catch by Mikey Spike down there. Because the coverage was there. I mean, the coverage was there. Just a great catch to haul it in and keep his feet in bounds.
And Jones on for the extra point. And it is no good.
I think that actually might have been blocked. It looks like they got a piece of that.
So with 5:34 left in the first half of play, Oak Hill gets on the board first. 33-yard touchdown pass from Devin Richardson to Matthias Spike. And we'll take a break and come back. Get you all set for Riverside's next position. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back. Welcome back. 33-yard touchdown pass from Devin Richardson to Matthias Spike gives the Oak Hill Red Devils a 6-0 lead. They ran 5 plays that time, Chris, and went 64 yards.
So I'll give Devin Richardson credit. He was in the pocket, like you said during the play-by-play call. He directed Mikey down the field. He said, take off down the sideline.
Sure did.
Mikey followed his direction, and Devin put it on him. And that, like I said, that was a tough catch. That was not an easy catch.
Yep.
Because the coverage was there, and apparently Mikey was able not only to catch it in bounds, but then to keep his feet in bounds and get into the end zone. So just a fantastic job. Big play for Oak Hill, and they finally get on the board. I'm
not sure about this either. They called pass interference on the play. The play resulted in a touchdown. Then they added the interference.
There's no way that can be right.
I don't think that's right.
That's not. There's no way that no, because you wouldn't get the kick off from here unless the penalty was on the extra point. So
when they called the penalty, they did say they would enforce it on the kickoff.
How can you enforce that on the kickoff?
Yeah, I've seen personal fouls, but I've never seen a pass interference.
You can't enforce that on the kickoff.
We need to ask some of our officials, buddies out there, to text in and let us know what's going on. Jones is going to squib it down to the 18-yard line, 17-yard line. That was a pretty good kick.
I better check myself. I'm talking in definitive terms. I could be wrong, and I know sometimes things are different from high school to college to the NFL. So I'm sitting there talking like I'm a big rules expert. I'm not.
Right.
So yeah, if we have any officials out there, to me that's new. I wouldn't think that you could enforce that on the kickoff, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it would be, but again, rules are different.
Yeah.
Different levels. Maybe something we don't know. I'll check on it at halftime if we don't hear from anybody. Try to find out. Whitestone in the shotgun formation, has Hope behind him. Fakes the handoff to him, drops out, going to throw a little in a flat little bubble screen, and it's hauled in there.
So yeah, a little RPO action. They fake the handoff in the interior to Hope, and then Whitestone comes out there and throws it out, like you said, a little bubble screen. James Ludwig did a nice job of trying to blow that up, but Riverside was able to make something out of what looked like nothing there for a minute. It's a little 4-yard gain. Actually, maybe a 5-yard gain there.
Could be. Second down and 5 or 6. We'll see. 5-22. 5-yard gain. They were on the 17. Actually, about the 17 and a half, so we'll split the difference. A 4.5-yard gain. Here's Whitestone in the shotgun again. Drops straight back this time. Pressure comes. He flushes out to his left. Now he stops, fires it deep downfield. A lot of defenders there, and it is intercepted.
That's Carson Treadway again. That's his second.
His second interception of the night.
Let's see. We might have a flag back here. I'm seeing some disappointed looks. Wonder if we had a roughing the passer.
Came down with it on the 35. Find a white hat there. We may get a signal.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. We can't see what's going on beyond the screen there. That was really good pressure right up the middle, and I'm sorry I didn't get who got that pressure. But again, really good pressure right up the middle at time in Whitestone's face. And he just fired it down there again in coverage that time. And Treadway, he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's playing that center field as the free safety back there. And he's just tracking the quarterback's eyes and following the ball. And that's 2 times he's been able to get a nice pick. So 2 interception games are rare. So good for Carson Treadway. He's having a big game back there at the free safety position. And we have no idea what's going on here.
Nope. See the officials walking with the ball. Riverside on one end of the field, Oak Hill on the other.
That is back where roughing the passer would occur, maybe a hold.
Might have been a hold.
But it looks like they're spotting the ball down here, so I'm guessing
interception.
It's going to be it's going to be Oak Hill ball though.
On the 37, and still looked like he was getting ready to. I thought he was going to go somewhere with it, but he's going to spot it there on the. I don't know where he's going to spot it.
So I'm wondering if maybe that was just a hold and Oak Hill declined it. That's the best explanation I can come up with. They just a hold and they declined it, and they're going to take the interception. So another big play for the Devils, courtesy of Carson Treadway right there.
All right, Oak Hill starts on their own 37. 4.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Bunt set out here to the left.
Richardson does the had that play set up nicely. Did a little pump fake and go right there, and just overthrew.
Well, I'll tell you what. So they had a 3-by-1 set, and they were trying to come over here to Mikey Spock, who was the one over here on the right hand side. Because a lot of times in a 3-by-1 set, the safety will kind of cheat over to the 3 receiver side, but that time Hope didn't. Hope was actually almost playing it like they thought they would go to Mikey over here on the right because he was back there. So nice job by the freshman that time.
All right,
same thing over here.
3 receivers over here this time, closest to us. Same formation. Drops straight back this time. He is looking to the left this time. Throws it out. Got a man wide open, and he hauls it in. Monty Hicks, he's down to the 20, and he's still fighting. Gets it down to the 17-yard line. So another big pass play from Devin Richardson to, this time, Armani Hicks.
Really nice ball by Devin. Armani was very open that time. So, again, they kind of ran the same formation. This time they come back over to the trip side. And again, where we're doing it remotely, I really can't see the routes to run in. I can't see how the route tree's breaking off. But Armani was open down there on the left side, and Devin put it right on him. Big play again in the pass game for Oak Hill.
That's a 41-yard reception by Hicks, and Oak Hill threatening again. Here's the handoff this time to Moritz, and he fights and fights, but he can't get going. Could be stopped there for little or no gain. Bring up second down.
Yeah, and that time I could see Riverside again, where they're inside the 20 in the red zone now. They're committing some more guys to the line of scrimmage. So this is where, as a defense, you might want to get more aggressive and take some more chances and blitz and bring pressure. And they were able to call JD up that time.
All right, bounce it out with two receivers, sending Hicks in motion to the right. Richardson drops, steps up in the pocket. Now he decides to take off and run with it, and he's going to be knocked down and stays in bounds, so the clock will continue to run down to that's a 13.5-yard line.
It was Dylan Tudor that came up here from defensive back position, made a nice little tackle on Devin. No, he hasn't really been able to get uncorked with his legs here tonight. They've been able to keep him kind of bottled up.
Picks up 4 on that play, brings up third down now and 6 for the Red Devils. Richardson straight back. Pressure comes. Ball batted up in the air and almost intercepted. Knocked down, incomplete. So to bring up fourth down now for Oak Hill.
Very lucky that wasn't intercepted.
Dangerous there.
Very lucky that wasn't intercepted.
So Oak Hill looking at 4th and 6.
We haven't seen anything out of their screen game here tonight. I don't know if they'd want to try to pop a bubble screen or a tunnel screen in here. They've really been trying to go downfield with their passing game.
Richardson drops. Pressure comes. He gets it away. Overthrown in the end zone. Incomplete. Pass intended for Hicks. Just a little bit high as the pressure came hard that time on Richardson. Middle nose guard came right up the middle untouched.
So again, another missed opportunity for Oak Hill. A nice drive that Riverside bows up and stymies once they get inside the 20-yard line. So Oak Hill's had, it's just 6-0. It feels like that Oak Hill has controlled the game more than the score shows, but Riverside's been able to get key stops and, stay in this one.
Yep. So Riverside takes over on their own 12.5-yard line.
So we have Jaden and Jeremy Lewis in here on the defensive line here. They're brothers for Oak Hill as James Ludwig's taking a seat.
And they give the quick handoff straight ahead to Thomas, and he gets a couple. Before he's brought down. Riverside, not a lot of time left in the first half. Maybe just playing it safe here and letting the clock run.
That was Jaden Lewis, who's been starting at left guard here tonight for Oak Hill. Now he's getting some time on defense. He was in on that tackle that time for the Devils.
Give it to Thomas again. He goes over to his left side, breaks a couple of tackles, gets it out to...
That's a really good run.
25 to the 27 as he kept on going, and he gets plenty for the first down.
Yeah, that's a very good run. He was stopped, and he just kept going. That's easily Riverside's best gain of the night on the ground. Nice job that time by Malik Thomas to keep his legs turning and get that first down. So he's going to take a seat, and Malachi Hoop, the freshman, is going to check back in at the running back position for the Warriors here. Because, again, they are just really taking their sweet time getting the play in. They really struggled to get the play in a timely manner here tonight.
Clock continues to roll down to about a minute and a half left in the first half. Whitestone again going to hand it off. And like you said, I think they're content to run the clock, play it safe. That time Hope runs it out of bounds, so that'll stop the clock.
That's solid yardage there. He got 4 or 5 yards
Yep.
over there on the left side. You're right. He was able to get out of bounds and stop the clock, and we got a flag here, so that might have been why he had a little room over there. Let's see.
Possibly. After the play.
Personal foul. Offsetting.
Yep, offsetting.
So we've seen a couple of personal fouls. Things might be getting chippy down there a little bit. Yeah, it's just going to offset and be served down.
Yep, since it was after the play, they'll offset, and the play will stand. As Hope picked up about 5 on that play.
Yeah, that was a nice little first down gain for Riverside.
Yep. Pushes it out to the 33. This time Hope pops it to the outside. He's got some room out there before it closes in. And he's brought down at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, that's the first time he's really been able to get going after the big game against the East last week. But you're right. He went around the right side that time. And Riverside now might get real aggressive. They're at the 45 with they have 1 timeout. They've had to burn 2 timeouts, though.
Hope picks up 12 on that one. Here's Whitestone back to throw over to his left. Had a man open out there, but he was behind him.
Yeah, he was open.
Yep,
if he puts it on him, that's going to be a first down.
Yep. So it brings up second down and 10.
So, yeah, the minute 1 left. You're at your own 45. And, again, this is where you wish you had those 2 timeouts you had to burn when you couldn't get the play in. That's where it comes back to haunt you a little bit.
Whitestone in the shotgun, takes the snap. Quick out pattern.
Nice move.
Yep, and it's complete to Taft, I believe that is. And he wiggles, Tudor, actually, is who it was. Wiggled his way down to the 39.
Yeah, that was a nice little. Dylan Tudor just ran a little curl route that time, but then he was able to shake Armani Hicks and get more out of it. So nice job that time by Dylan Tudor. And he's out here way wide left on the left-hand side. And that's Z. Lewis out there with him. So that's man coverage out there if they want to try to take a shot.
So I'm going to hand it off to Hope right in the middle of the left tackle, and he pushes forward to the 32.
So we're seeing Riverside getting lathered up on the ground a little bit.
Yep.
They haven't really had anything going on the ground, and all of a sudden this drive they're finding some holes as they take their final timeout here, though. Yep. So now there's 26 seconds, and they're out of timeouts.
Yep. Hopefully if Darren can get us a shot of the clock, we'll get the time exact.
We're guessing.
Yeah, Lucas tries to keep it here in the studio,
true.
and that's awful hard to do without being able to see it. So if we get a shot of it every now and then, we can tell what it is. But I don't guess Darren can hear us. So timeout Riverside. And Hope with a nice pick up there, about 7 or 8 yards. And Riverside decided to use this timeout. We might take a couple of shots here at the end zone. Can probably ill afford to run the ball if they run it and they're stopped. It's probably going to run out on them.
Yeah, it would stop temporarily. Yep. If it's a first down, they would stop it temporarily, and I guess they could clock it. But you're right, if it stops short of the sticks, that clock's just ticking at that point. So again, they got man coverage up here on the top of the screen, but they're coming down here to the bottom.
Yep. Quick out pattern intended for Hope. Goes through his hands, out of bounds. Pass incomplete.
Now, I mentioned man coverage. Z's in man up there, but he's playing off of him. He's giving him a little cushion, like he should. I think he should at this point. Try to keep everything in front of you.
All right, third down now. About 2.5, and officials blow it dead before it gets off. We got all sides on the defense. That'll be a 5-yard mark off. That'll give Riverside a first down.
Yeah, you hate to do that.
Yep. Not a time for this. So 5-yard step off. First down for Riverside. Ball is moved up to the 27. And it's 1st and 10 from the 27. There's Whitestone. Hands it off to Thomas. And he breaks a couple of tackles. He was snowed under back in the backfield.
I was ready to say, I was ready to criticize the call, and all of a sudden Thomas squirted through there.
Yeah, they had him in the backfield. He breaks loose, and
he's running to get off. That should temporarily stop it for a minute there. They're going to try to clock it.
Yep.
Nope.
And hands off the Hope, which I don't understand that.
Why would you do that?
That's going to do it. The clock is going to run out on them if our time is correct. And we don't know exactly what the time is. Showing zeros on our board, but obviously it's not zeros there. And they throw a flag off the snap that time.
Greg,
that might be a break.
I don't know why you just don't clock it and then huddle and call a play.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, we talked about missed opportunities for Oak Hill. That's a big missed opportunity from Riverside right there.
And that penalty.
I'm assuming we're seeing they're actually showing still 0.9. Well, okay.
Yep. So that was probably a break.
That's
right
a
there.
big break, I guess.
Riverside to get the penalty. And Oak Hills will take a timeout. Get their defensive.
No, that's the half.
Actually, the clock started on the whistle, and that runs the half out. I thought they were going over for a timeout. Like you said, tough break for Riverside there. They had a golden opportunity.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why they ran the ball.
I don't either. I don't understand the run call there
didn't
at all.
Make sense. Didn't make sense. They gave it to Hope, and he was stopped for no gain, and that basically ran the clock out right there. Had they thrown it or clocked it, they still had time for another play. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they were thinking was.
I'm not either. Yeah, I'm not either.
Of course, they get paid big money to do that.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, right. I hate to criticize high school coaches too much. It's not like they're making millions doing it.
That's exactly right. All right, first half in the books. The Oak Hill Red Devils lead at 6-0 over Riverside. Going to break away. I don't know if Darren's going to show the band or what his plans are, but we're going to take us a break and get ourselves all together here and get ready for second half action. You're watching high school football on the New River Network. Chris Rader bringing you all the action from Riverside High School. Oak Hill leads at 6-0. We shall return.
to the field the Riverside High School Band. The band is under direction of Mr. Sean McAllister and is assisted by Kendra Lacey and Chris Crocker. The band is led on the field by drum major Sam Dickens. Feature twirler is Clay Twirler. This evening the band is performing a portion of their 2024 program, The Arena. We hope you enjoy the show.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the halftime performances of the Oak Hill High School Marching Band and the Riverside Warrior Marching Band, just finishing up on the field and a couple minutes ago before we get the second half underway. We do want to mention there's a possibility of some weather issues. There's some lightning off in the distance. The radar showing some storms moving in. We don't know if they're going to move in before the game concludes or not. If they do, we'll probably have to, if there's lightning, they'll stop the game and just have a delay. But Darren will have to move the cameras inside and get them out of the weather. You don't want those out in the rain. So if something like that happens, we may be going off for a minute to get there and reset. And the game may be held up because of it. Nothing yet, but there is some looming lightning in the area. Darren says he can see it in the distance. And the radar is showing some stuff moving in. It looked like it was going to hold off until the game was over, but we're not so sure now. So we'll just have to play it by ear and see how it goes. First half in the books. Oak Hill with a 6-0 lead. And Chris, I tell you, Oak Hill having a pretty dominating performance on the ground, but have stalled out a couple times in some good opportunities on drives deep in Riverside territory.
Yeah, well, I mentioned in the first half it's been some missed opportunities for Oak Hill. You know, you think it should be about 21-0. I feel like they've controlled the game much more than a 6-0 score would indicate, but they've got down there inside the red zone a couple times and just haven't been able to cash in. Riverside's been able to bow up and get stops. And then at the end of the half, you know, we mentioned that Riverside was having trouble getting plays in and had to burn a couple of timeouts very early.
Yep.
And, boy, we saw that really come back to bite them when they got down inside the 10 there at the end of the first half and wasn't able to stop the clock. Ran a play that, you know, we had trouble understanding with no timeouts. They tried to sneak the backup through the middle. He got stopped, and that effectively ended their scoring opportunity. So both teams are probably going into the half thinking, man, what if? But, yeah, I thought Oak Hill for the most part played well. They just couldn't finish drives.
Yep. Had a couple good opportunities after some good defensive plays, some pass interceptions, and some long completions on our offensive side. Got them down close, but unable to punch it in. And you know, the one score was a pretty good drive by Oak Hill. It was a quick drive. Only took them 5 or 6 plays to go 64 yards and punch it in. And you thought at that point they might be taking over on, you know, with the ground attack. And but they did in a sense, but it didn't result in many points. And it seemed like, you know, J.D. Moritz had about 40 yards on 8 carries in that first half, and it just seemed like he was getting going. And the running backs, Ashmore, had a couple of nice runs and got them in good position. And but then they would either have a play where they lost yardage or incomplete passes or whatever the case may be. Their philosophy changed a little bit as they got closer, so they're just not able to punch it in. I'm anxious to see what Oak Hill decides to do in this second half. Typically, you know, last year we watched them play most of the games, and they would come out and start running the football and just overwhelm people in the second half as they wore them down. I don't know if that's their tactic this year or not. It seems like they want to throw the ball a little bit more, so we'll have to see.
No, yeah, I agree with you. I do think Oak Hill is making more of an effort to throw the ball with Devin Richardson this year. But you're right. Last year, they had come out of halftime. A lot of times you'd see a heavy dose of J.D. Moritz.
Yep.
I still wouldn't mind seeing that, but like you said, we'll see what the coaching staff wants to do here. And as you know, we've mentioned this a couple times. They're still trying to find who they want in that offensive line. You know, Jaden Lewis, who's a freshman, he's gotten his first varsity start here tonight at guard. And from what I can tell, has played pretty well. I haven't seen a lot of breakdowns. I can tell you this. The pass protection tonight's been much better than it was against Nicholas County. They really struggled in that with Nicholas County last week. So, yeah, like you said, we'll see what they want to do, come out and establish the run. That would be the way I would want to go, but I'm not the head coach, and we'll see what kind of adjustments they made here at halftime.
Yeah, I agree with you. That pass protection has been a great deal better. Richardson's actually had time, to set in that pocket and look things over. He directed traffic on a 41-yard completion, and he had enough time to wave his receiver down the field and then make the throw. So he's had ample time for the most part. There's been a couple times when he's had to rush, but he's had ample time, and receivers have been pretty well covered even on those completions. The first long completion, Treadway was covered very closely, and that pass was perfect. And got it in there. So the receivers are being pretty well covered.
I agree. Yeah.
And so, credit to Richardson and the receivers for being able to complete some of those good passes, longer passes, because of the coverage is so good. And
now we also haven't seen Devin really get untracked with his legs though either. So we'll see if they want to try to have some design runs. They've tried a couple of zone reads where he keeps it.
Yep.
But honestly, Riverside's kind of been all over it. They've done a nice job of bottling him up.
Sure have. Yep.
It looks like we're about ready to get started. We'll see what Oak Hill wants to do.
Yep. Oak Hill get the ball first to start this second half. We'll hope the rain holds off. Lightning more than anything.
More than lightning, yeah. It can rain. Just let's keep the lightning away.
Eli Taft set to kick it away for Riverside to get this second half underway.
Listen to me. It's easy to say it can rain when we're not the ones sitting out there.
Right, yeah. Well, fortunately, with these turf fields, it is a lot easier to go ahead and play them now. All right, here comes Taft, and we are underway for the second half. And the ball taken in at around the 20. And
Z.
Lewis breaks the tackle, gets up over the 50 before he's run out of bounds. On the Riverside, we'll see where he spots it. It's more or less there. He's got a very generous spot there.
That's a really nice return by Z. Lewis. That puts Oak Hill in business. You're right. He fielded that around the 20-yard line, so that's about a 36-yard return.
Yep, all the way up to Riverside's 44, so favorable spot. And Oak Hill in good position to start this second half with their first drive. Richardson in the shotgun, hands it off. Nope, fake the handoff, and then drops the pass out to Z. Lewis, and he shucks and jives, moves some players around there. I believe that was Armani Hicks.
That was Armani Hicks, and he's actually going to get – he got knocked out of bounds. That's going to be another 15 at the end of that.
Yeah, hit him late out of bounds. Armani Hicks with the nice moves there. Created really something out of what should have been a short game, turned into a long game. Good job by Hicks.
Yeah, really nice job. And he did a lot of that on his own, but a nice little RPO action there. They faked it to JD in the interior. That's going to be the personal foul.
Yep.
And again, I'm watching the defensive ends. They are really keen on Devin Richardson.
Yeah.
They're not wanting to let him. So when he faked it to JD, the defensive ends are staying at home. They're not crashing in on that.
Yep. All right, so first and goal from the 10, and another flag, and I believe this is going to be offside on Riverside as they jumped in the neutral zone. So that'll step off 5 more, so that gives Oak Hill the first and goal from the 5.
This is where I would just J.D. Moritz.
Yep.
Just J.D. I mean, you got first and goal at the 5. You got 4 cracks at it. He's probably good for 5 yards and 4 attempts. So I would love to see just a heavy dose of J.D. down here at the goal line.
Yeah, I say he rarely takes a loss of yardage. He may not gain any, but he rarely loses yardage. So, you got 4 chances here with him. I'd take him. He is in the backfield with Devin Richardson, 2 receivers to each side. First and goal. And they fake it to him, and he's wanting to throw, but he keeps it, and Devin Richardson able to take it into the end zone.
Shows you how smart I am, doesn't it?
Yeah, they were going to throw it there. So
nice job.
Yep, 5-yard run by Devin Richardson puts Oak Hill up 12-0. That's a 2-play drive, and it took about 15 seconds.
That was a really nice fake by Devin Richardson.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sure everybody thought.
I thought he was handing it to JD. Really nice fake, pulled it out of his belly, and had an easy lane to the end zone.
Yep.
Nice job.
Yeah, everybody thought he was going to get it. Here's the try for point by Elijah Jones. Be kicking it from the 10. He boots it down low, not even close. I don't know if somebody blocked it or what happened there.
I don't know. The extra point game hasn't looked good tonight.
Nope.
No, that's 2 missed extra points, so they'll have to get that straightened out.
All right.
Next week in practice.
Yep, 11:35 left to go in the third quarter. The Oak Hill Red Devils jump ahead 12-0. Take a quick break. We'll be back after these messages. All right, O'Keel getting set to kick it away after that short drive.
I couldn't have started any better for O'Keel,
Nope.
Greg. Great return, 2 plays. All of a sudden you're up to, you couldn't have scripted that any better now with the 2-score lead.
Yep, 2 plays. It went 44 yards. Took about 15 or 20 seconds. Had a couple penalties mixed in. And O'Keel leads at 12-0. Elijah Jones set to kick it away. Riverside's first possession of the second half. And he squibs a kick short. Is picked up on the 30. Brought back to 35, the 40, and dropped there.
You're wondering if that's by design. So, well, you know, if you remember, Malachi Hope almost took one back to the house, the opening kickoff of the game. So maybe Coach Marion's just wanting to keep it away from him, and they're squibbing it. Now, the downside of that is Riverside gets really good field position. They're taking over at the 41-yard line. And at the end of the first half, we saw they were really starting to get their ground game established. And we'll see if they want to stick with that, because they were finally starting to get some running plays in chunks.
Yep, Riverside starts on their own 41. Whitestone in the shotgun. And he's going to hand it to Thomas over the left side. Not much going there. He picks up maybe a half a yard.
Nice job over there by James Ludwig. And again, the freshman getting his first start tonight, Jaden Lewis, they plugged that up. Didn't let Thomas get going anywhere that time.
Nope. Second down and 9.5. As they get their play in from the sideline. A little quicker this time. Whitestone drops, looks to his right, throws it out there in the flat. It's caught, but immediately the receiver brought down there.
Nice job by Armani Hicks. Now, he gave him some cushion that time. He was playing off of him, so they gave up a little 4-yard completion. But you'll live with that if you get the sure tackle out there and no yards after the catch.
Yep. So that moves the ball up to the 46. Bring up 3rd down and 5. Looks to his left to throw. Ball batted down out of the backfield. Somebody got a hand on it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure who it was.
I hate to see. I didn't see who that was either. He was actually trying to hit his H-back out in the flat there. His H-back had snuck out there, and they were able to knock that down. And it might have saved the first down, because it looked like, and I want to see who number 18 is. I believe I've called his name a couple of times. But he's been playing H-back for him all night, and he actually he'd snuck out there.
Tavion Woods, I believe. Yeah,
Tavion Woods, that's right.
It's Thomas over the side, or that's Hope. And he breaks the tackle, and he plows forward for enough of the first down plus yardage.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised we haven't seen more of him.
Yeah.
After the game he had against Greenbrier East last week, I thought we'd see a heavy dose of Malachi Hope. And they're going tempo here now, Greg.
A 13-yard pickup. Hope this time, J.D. Moritz in the backfield had a shot at him, missed him as he gets forward to the 38.
Very shifty, yeah. That should have been a loss, and he was able to get away from J.D.
Yep.
And again, Riverside's on the ball. They're going tempo right now.
Ball marked up at the 38, so we'll give Hope a pickup of about 3.5 on that one.
Well, I say tempo, and here they are. They're having trouble getting the play in again. That'll stall tempo every time.
Yep, they get up to the line, but they can't get their play called. So here's Whitestone in the shotgun with Hope. Has time, throws it across the middle, and is knocked down again.
Well, that was James Green who was able to get a hand on it.
Green able to bat it down and bring up 3rd down now, and 6 for Riverside.
Nice play by James Green from his outside linebacker position. As again, he was looking for his H-back that time. And yeah, that's Tavion Woods.
All right, 3rd down and 6. Whitestone in the shotgun, got Hope behind him. Gives it to Hope over the left side, and he plows forward.
He might have that. That's been very close.
Yeah, he got slung forward, and I believe that might give him enough to get it.
I'll tell you what, if I'm Riverside, I think he's just short. Yeah, just short. I'd probably run it again and just make him stop it.
And they do. They give it to Hope, and he's got the first down yardage.
Yeah,
good defensive play, but
that'll move the sticks.
Yep. Forward progress gets him up around the 30, so that'll be a first down. Riverside continues to roll.
Yeah, they found something a little bit. They started, like I said, finding a little bit of success in the ground game to end the first half, and they're picking up where they left off. And if you remember last week, Nicholas County actually ran the ball pretty effectively against Oak Hill. They just wouldn't stick with it.
Right.
Now, Ludwig's checking out. Big Derek Sullivan's checking in. So Oak Hill's putting some more beef in there trying to clog up that middle.
Yep, Thomas replaces Hope back there. Whitestone looking to throw. Goes down the middle. He's got a man wide open, and he can't haul it in. Just overthrown.
Well, I tell you what, it looked like to me that was number 6 down there rolling forward. I thought he pulled up a little bit.
Yeah.
I thought I'm not sure he put forth his best effort to get to that. I think Whitestone put a better ball out there than we thought. And he was open, too. Yeah, Ford had gotten behind the defense. He was open.
Yep. Brings up 2nd and 10 now for Riverside. Ball on the 30.5-yard line. Getting the play in from a sideline, which really does slow their tempo, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hand off to Hope around the left side. And nice play out there that time by James Green.
Great play.
Closed down that edge and didn't allow Hope to get outside with it and drops him for a nice loss. So good job by Green that time. And we'll see where the forward progress goes.
Great job, because Hope is slippery. We've seen it. Hope is slippery, and, man, James Green wrapped him up and did not let him go. Just an excellent job by the senior that time.
Yep, we've seen him break numerous tackles tonight.
Yes.
Looks like he's being dropped for a loss and breaks those tackles. He's hard to bring down. Good job by Green. About a 5-yard loss. Brings up 3rd down now and 15. Whitestone drops. Pump fakes. Now he's looking deep down the sideline. And is that a catch? And they call that a catch.
Oh, my gosh.
Well.
And again, we don't have replay. I swear I thought that looks like it hit the turf in real time.
Yep,
but
it sure did.
They're calling that a catch. That's going to be a touchdown.
Yep, sure is. So it's 7:47 left in the 3rd quarter.
That was Logan Tudor who hauled that in.
Yep.
So heck of a play on 3rd and long from Riverside to get right back in this game and cut it to a 1-score game. Armani Hicks had good coverage too.
Yep.
The coverage was there.
35-yard pass completion.
Boy, I'd love
Riverside on the board.
I'd love to have replay.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see some replay.
Because I really thought that ball hit the turf. You know, that's actually 2 touchdown passes tonight that you and I have both kind of questioned.
Yeah.
We don't know if they were, but they go in the books as touchdowns. That's all that matters.
That's right.
So,
no matter what we think.
Yeah.
I will go back and watch it tonight, though, just to see. Low snap on the extra point. It's punched up there, but it's no good. So, 7:47 left in the 3rd quarter. Riverside on the board. Oak Hill 12, Riverside 6. Stay with us. We'll be back. All right, Riverside set to kick it away after the 35-yard touchdown pass. It was a 56-yard drive, and he did it within about 4 minutes. So a nice answer by Riverside. Both teams scoring on their first possession of the second half. Got us a ball game.
Yeah, real nice answer by Riverside. Yeah, absolutely. Oak Hill see how they'll respond here after having their lead cut in half.
Here's Taft set to kick it away for Riverside. Boots it away, hauled in on the 15. And
That was a nice tackle that time.
Yep.
So they didn't let Z
Lewis with the return.
get going that time. So I want to give credit to number 17. That's Joel Warrants. He's a senior. Nice tackle by Riverside after Z had a 36-yard return the previous time. They were able to hold him to a 15-yard return that time.
All right, ball on the 30-yard line. Oak Hill's own 30, where they'll start this drive. Let's see if they can answer the answer. Two receivers split to both sides. Richardson in the backfield with J.D. Moritz to his right. Motion man right to left. They give it to Moritz over the left side, and he's bottled up.
Nothing doing.
Nothing there at all. So Moritz dropped for no gain on the play. Bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, it's J.R. Cochran. He's a senior defensive lineman for the Warriors, and he was able to throw J.D. for no gain that time and put Oak Hill off schedule.
Yep. Richardson gets the play from the sideline, lines us up two to each side again. Same formation.
They're stocking the receivers this time.
Yep. And they try the little fake to Moritz and throw it out to Hicks on the right side. But the pass, Richardson had to change his angle a little bit there as pressure came, and he floated the pass a little bit, so it ends up a short gain.
Yeah, the timing of the play was completely thrown off that time, so that was doomed from the start. So that's going to be 3rd and about 8, because it looks like Tavion Woods, who's had a nice game for Riverside, he's going to have to come off with an injury. Somebody's going to have to replace him.
Oak Hill picks up about 2 on that play. They bring up 3rd down now and 8. Big 3rd down for Oak Hill here.
And Evan Critchfield, who's a senior, is checked in to replace Tavion Woods on the defensive side of the ball for the Warriors.
Again, 2 receivers split to each side. And the play blown dead before it gets going, and they're going to call all sides on Oak Hill. Looked like the receivers had a little time getting in the right formation and lined up all sides. So 5-yard penalty. Looked like Carson Treadway might have been the guilty party. He's got his hands up in the air. And he run up the line to get set, but I don't know. He may have went too far, obviously. So the mark off is back to the 27.
Well, you don't see that's a very rare offensive offsides.
Yep.
You don't see that too often. You don't see somebody actually line up
Right.
offsides very often. That's a rare call.
Yeah, they usually check with the officials, and they'll tell them move up or move back, but he did it right at the last second. Probably didn't have time to check and ended up in the neutral zone. Here's Richardson dropping to throw. Flushes out of the pocket now to his left, turns on the Jets. He's up over the 40. 45, he's got the 1st down, goes down at the 50. He'll slide down there.
I would have liked to see him keep running that.
Yep.
I really would have. I think he had more real estate to gain.
Nice run by Richardson as he gets it up to the 50 for the 1st down.
That's the first time we've really been able to see him get on track on the ground. And that wasn't a design run. He just saw a lane break open there on the left-hand side and tucked it and got big yardage that time. That's a backbreaker for Riverside.
Yes, it is.
And we have a kid down back here, so I'll try to get his number. I think that's number 75, but I'll check.
All right, so we got an injury timeout on the field. We'll take a timeout here on Gatewood Road. We'll be back with the rest of the action after these messages. Stay tuned. right, after the injury timeout, Oak Hill set to go 1st and 10 on the 49 of Riverside after the 23-yard run by Devin Richardson. Drops the throw, looking deep again. Fight for the ball, and it is brought down, intercepted by Hope.
Wow. Great play that time by the freshman. He was in man coverage on Mikey Spike, who was lined up there out to the right. He wasn't lined up right. He was lined up tight, and then he kind of ran almost like a wheel route. But Hope was with him step for step, and I thought Mikey was going to come up with that off the ricochet, but a huge stop for Riverside.
Yep. Big stop, and they've been rolling on offense. So
absolutely.
See if they can keep that going. .6:15 left in the third quarter. Riverside will start this drive on the 19-yard line. The only bright spot is you've got them pushed back a little bit after a long attempt. If that's a bright spot. The way they've been moving the ball, I'm not so sure. Here's Whitestone, hands it off to Thomas, I believe, and he's dropped.
And I had mentioned they brought in Derek Sullivan when that running game got going, and that was Derek Sullivan who absolutely shut that down that time. For Oak Hill. Nice job.
Yep, pick up a 1, brings up 2nd down and 9 for the Warriors. Again, see the old scribe over there on the sideline, Steve Keenan. Everybody in Fayette County knows Steve Keenan. Been doing this
for a long time.
35 years. Here's Whitestone, throws it across the middle. You can see that pass was poorly thrown behind the receiver. Intended receiver.
Yeah, that never had a chance. We've got I want to check this. We have a new linebacker that's checked in for Oak Hill. And it's number 26, and I can't. I'll check that here in a minute. I want to make sure that I get that. But that's a new player checked in for the Devils. He's checked in for Mikey Spike. Mikey's usually that other linebacker besides Cade Conference. We have a reserve in here right now, 3rd and 9.
Whitestone checks the throw. He's going deep. He's got a man overthrown just off the fingertips out there.
That was Logan Tudor again.
Tudor, and just couldn't quite haul it in. That was close to being a huge play for the Warriors.
It really was. That was not that bad a thrown ball. Yeah, that was right on Tudor's fingertips.
Yep.
And we're lucky that was just overthrown. That could have been 6.
So they'll bring on the punt team for the Warriors. Oak Hill will get the ball back. It seems like every time Oak Hill has a good play, they follow it up by a couple of really bad plays.
Yeah, that's true. They haven't really been able to get any consistency going in this game.
No flow to that offense.
No flow at all.
All right, pressure comes on the punt. He gets it away, and you want to catch it, and it is caught at the 50.
That's Antoine Hicks. That's going to be great Hicks. Field position for Oak Hill.
And brings it back. I think he got about to the 46, a 4-yard return for Hicks. Oak Hill will take over there with good field position again. I think somebody just won the 50-50.
Yeah, I can't find a number 26 who had checked in that time for Mikey, so I apologize. We'll try to effort and see who that was, but we did have a backup linebacker then. And Mikey is still out. He's not out there right now. Owen Gross is checked in, so Mikey might be banged up or just getting a blow or something.
Here's the handoff to Moritz. Pops it off to his left side, but nothing doing there as he's wrestled around. They stop forward progress at the 45, so he picks up a yard.
Yeah, nice job in the interior of the line for Riverside that time. We're not letting JD get uncorked here in the second half. We also have a new offensive lineman in there, and number 68, that's Ian Ballinger. He's getting his first action of the night over there at right tackle. So he's in for Brandon Champion.
Richardson back. Pressure comes. Flushed out to the right side. Now he throws it, and he's just going to toss it out of bounds and get rid of it. Good to play another down. So that's one of the few times tonight we've seen Richardson under pressure almost immediately when he dropped back. Last week we saw it just about every play, but this week it's been a little bit better.
Yeah, the pass protection's held up for the most part. But, yeah, Devin got flushed that time. So now it's a 3rd and 9 from the 45. Now, again, this is usually when Oak Hill gets in the plus 50, you can almost – it's 4-down territory. So they don't necessarily have to get all 9 yards right here.
Yep. Yeah, if you're Oak Hill, you're probably thinking, let's get 4 or 5 and have us a good chance at picking up the 4th down. And I think Coach Marion probably wants to talk it over a little bit. Let's see what's going on here. Somebody hurt?
Might have an equipment issue with Owen Gross. Now, Mikey is checking back. So, Mikey Spike, maybe he was just getting a blow that time. So, Owen Gross checks out, and the starter, Mikey Spike, checks back in over there to split in.
Looks like Riverside going to bring people this time. Step out of it. Pass out in the flat. Pass is intended for Hicks and overthrown, incomplete. So 4th and 9 now for Oak Hill. And we've seen them go for this numerous times, so no reason to think that they won't go for it this time.
Yeah.
And Coach Marion going to take a timeout. Talk it over a little bit. So let's take a timeout as well. We'll be back. You're watching high school football on the New River Network. Stay tuned. All right, here we go. Oak Hill with the football, 4th down and 9. And as they've been prone to do, they're going to go for it. Ball on the Riverside 45. 4.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Richardson drops. Has plenty of time. And throws it downfield just off the hands of Carson Treadway. And Treadway,
I think he knows he should have had that. That ball was on him. Carson had a step on the post pattern that time. And Richardson, like you said, that was really good pass protection. He stepped up in the pocket, had Carson on the post, and he just couldn't haul it in. But that was a very catchable ball, and I think Carson Treadway would be the first one to tell you he probably should have caught that. Now, the downside of that is when you go for it, when you're that aggressive going on 4th down, Riverside's now in business.
Yeah, and they've been moving the ball pretty well. So, you hate to give it to them in that good field position, but Coach Marion has shown that he's not afraid to go for it. Going to have to start converting some of them.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
All right, here's Whitestone. Set to throw, has time in the pocket. Looking to air it out deep. He's got a man and closed on nicely. Very good defensive play that time by
Monty Hicks.
And that was he recovered very well on that. He's beat by a step or two, but by the time the ball got there, he'd made up the ground.
He did close ground. That was underthrown a little bit. Malachi Hope had to pull up, and that's why Armani was able to close the ground and bat that down. Boy, you're seeing both teams just chucking it downfield. Yep. You're seeing a lot of shots downfield. They're not shy about throwing it deep.
Nope. Brings up 2nd down and 10.
Now Malik Thomas has checked back into the backfield for Riverside.
And they give it to him over the right side, trying to bounce it outside. Can't get to corner. He'll be dropped at about the 47.
So really nice job by James Green, set the edge over there. So he wasn't going to let Malik Thomas bounce it outside. So Malik had to cut up inside of James Green. And when he did, James Ludwig from his defensive tackle position was just right there waiting on him. So really nice job by the left side of Oak Hill's defense that time.
Got a flag on the play as well, and it looks like it's going to go against Riverside. I haven't got the call yet. It's going to be a big one. They mark it all the way back to the 35, so it's a 10-yard penalty.
I didn't catch what that was. I'm assuming that was a hold.
It must have been a hold. It negates the run for Thomas. and puts them back at the
So it's
35.
Second and 20 here,
Yep,
Greg.
second down 20. Got Hope back in the backfield for Riverside. Whitestone looks to throw, throws it out to his right. Well, we're thrown that time. Intended for Tudor, but overthrew him. Whitestone, honestly, Chris, I think it's shown that he throws the ball better when he's moving.
Oh, I agree with you.
Yeah.
From the pocket, he hasn't been as consistent.
No.
He's made some really nice throws under duress when they roll the pocket, and he's had pressure in his face and put it right on people.
Yep.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
All right, that brings up third down now and 20.
So Oak Hill playing kind of a soft shell here,
Yep.
just rushing forward.
Yep, they throw it out in the flats. Overthrown again. Whitestone is staying in the pocket and missing his target by several yards over his head. So falls incomplete. I don't think Riverside will go for it. 4th and 20 on their own 35. They'll bring in Taft to punt the ball away.
Yeah, after you missed it, put Riverside in good field
Yep.
position. They actually went backwards 10 yards. The defense was able to get a quick punt here. Nice job by the Oak Hill defense that time.
Taft back to his 20. He'll get it away about the 25. Kick from 35. Terrible snap on the ground, but Oak Hill can't get there, but it causes a shank, and it comes down at the 41.
Yeah, Riverside's long snappers really struggled tonight.
Yep.
They've had trouble with that snap on the punt
Yep.
the entire game. And I'm actually shocked that wasn't blocked. I would really get aggressive coming after those, because those snaps were just barely getting back there at all.
Yeah, for most of the punt returns, you're not getting any yardage anyway because they're letting it bounce, and it's bouncing forever. That was a 6-yard punt, and Oak Hill takes over on the Riverside 41.
So Ian Ballinger's still in there at right tackle for Oak Hill as the starter. Brandon Champion's out. And again, I don't know if it's a little injury, if they're just giving him a blow, but you got Ian Ballinger in there playing right tackle now for the Devils.
Ritz in the backfield with Richardson. St. Louis in motion. Ritz bounces it out to the outside, looking for some running room. Finally goes forward, gets it to about the 40, so he'll pick up a yard.
And right now, Oak Hill's just not able to get much of a push on that Riverside defensive line. They're trying, but they're bowing up, and they've bottled JD up pretty well here at the start of the second half.
And he's really good at bouncing that thing out once he runs into the interior line. But tonight, when he bounces out, there's always somebody there waiting on him. He hadn't been able to get around the corner.
Now, I'll tell you what we haven't seen much of tonight is when they go two back and they line Tyler up at an H back, and that they had a lot of success with that with running plays last week, but we really haven't seen him do that at all this week.
Yep. All right, 3 receivers to the right. They give it to Green over the left side.
Nowhere.
He is snuffed immediately as he took that handoff. Nowhere to go.
Not at all. Really nice job. I want to give credit, and I will here, number 24 for Riverside. That is Caleb Shanklin. He's a senior, and boy, he was all over James Green when he took the handoff. Even lost a couple yards there.
Brings up third down now for Oak Hill. And again, being so aggressive on fourth down, I would think if you try to pick up 7 or 8 here, you'd be okay. It's 3rd and 13.
Oh, no.
Ball snap. Richardson not ready for it, and he kicks the ball, which is illegal. That's a penalty. And for some reason,
my goodness,
Antoine Hicks.
He made no effort to even jump on it. I have no idea what he was thinking on that.
I think he might have got confused thinking it was a punt or something.
I don't know if he thought. I don't know what he was thinking. He was there to jump on the ball and just didn't.
Yeah, a couple of players confronting him there as he went off, and I don't think he understood the situation.
To be honest, I'm not sure why Devin kicked it.
No,
I don't know. Just try to jump on the ball. Oh, yeah, that's a nightmare. What a nightmare for Oak Hill. And I mean, here's Riverside now. And you're right, that's going to be a penalty on Devin for kicking it. And you know, these are high school kids, Greg, and you don't always know what's going on in their mind when those broken plays happen.
That's right. And Antoine, I'm sure, just didn't understand. He acted like he thought it was a punt or a kick.
I'm not sure what he thought happened.
Yeah, and if they touched it, it was dead, is what he was acting like. Apparently, there's no penalty call on the play since Riverside recovered it. I guess the punishment is, well, you kicked it down there 10 more yards, so they got it there. Hand off to Hope right up the middle, and he is dropped after a short gain, maybe a yard, 2.
Yeah, Derek Sullivan in there. They put him in there to try to stymie that run, and he's done a good job of it. That time, Riverside, again, they pulled their H back, and they tried to trap the defensive end over there, but Derek Sullivan just blew the play up.
Yep. Blitz comes this time, and they hit Hope in the backfield, and they've got him wrapped up. And that time, coming in there like a shot.
That was Cade Compton, that came in there on the blitz that time. He didn't get the tackle, but he messed up the play big time, and J.D. Moritz was able to clean it up. So, once again, Oak Hill's defense put in a bad position, and they're backing Riverside up. I mean, Riverside they were in great position here, but all of a sudden they're looking at a 3rd and long.
Ball back on the 24, almost a 4-yard loss, 5-yard loss there. And I'll tell you what, Compton timed that perfect.
Yeah, he sure did.
Flew through there immediately. Here's Whitestone, sets the throw. We'll throw it out in the flat. Now he pulls it back in. Pressure comes. Moritz hits him as he throws it out of bounds. So J.D. Moritz on the pressure there. Got to Whitestone as soon as he let go of the ball, and it flies out of bounds, incomplete. So that'll bring up a 4th down now.
Just a great job by the Oak Hill defense. Once again, with their backs against the wall after the turnover, and they push Riverside. I mean, they're going backwards. So it looks like Riverside's going to try a field goal here. So that's going to be about a 41-yarder, Greg. That's a pretty good kick in high school.
It is a big kick in high school, and I haven't really seen anything to indicate that they could be this adept at it. Taft, I have no idea how good a kicker he is.
Yeah, the extra point didn't look very good.
No, and the snaps have been horrible.
Yes.
And that snap is right on the money, and the kick is up, and it is no good off to the left, and probably would have been short if it had been straight on. So Riverside, good job by the Oak Hill defense. Hold Riverside again on 4 plays.
Great job, because after that botched snap, I mean, it looked like for all the world Riverside was probably going to tie the game there.
Yep.
And Oak Hill ended up making them lose 3 or 4 yards. So just a great job by the Oak Hill defense that time.
And I'm thinking Riverside's coaching staff, it was 4th and about 14. Figured the chances of getting that were going to be slim.
Yeah, they're kind of in no man's land.
Yep.
You're too close to really punt it. It's a long. So I can see the decision right there.
Yep. Give it a try.
Yeah.
And he kicked it off. Almost had the distance. He was close. Here's Richardson with the snap. Hands it off to Ashmore. And he goes over the 20, but not much after that.
Yeah, and I gotta say, man, Oak Hill's ground game has not been able to get untracked here in the second half whatsoever.
And we're so accustomed, and it gets a great spot up to the 22. There's no way he made it to the 22. Barely got across the 20, but it'll bring up 2nd down and 8. We'll take it. Yeah, we're used to seeing that ground game just chew up people and wear them down. And
now let's see if eventually here they run the zone read and Richardson keeps it, because the running backs are getting bottled up right now.
Richardson drops. Flag flies in. Quarter ends. He goes forward a little bit. I think they're going to call an illegal shift on Oak Hill. They had 2 men moving at the same time. And even though they had time to reset, they still moved at the same time. So that's an illegal shift right there. And that was the last play of the quarter. I'm assuming they'll switch ends. Yep, end of the quarter. 5-yard penalty on Oak Hill for the illegal shift. So we'll switch over to the 4th quarter and we'll take a break. Come back, have all the 4th quarter action for you momentarily. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back.
Tonight's winner of the 50-50. Everybody get your tickets out. Get your read rights on. You will win $304. If your ticket number is 0, 9, 5, 8, 1, 0, 5. Repeat. 0, 9, 5, 8, 1, 0, 5. Got the press box, get your love.
All right, all set to go here in the fourth quarter. Oak Hill assessed a 5-yard illegal motion back in the backfield.
So you might have noticed Devin Richardson had to come out for a play where he had to get attended to. So this is Antoine Hicks, the backup.
And he throws it, and ball's tipped, but still hauled in, but it's not going to be much of a play. They got it out to Z. Lewis, but the ball was tapped through the timing off. Riverside there for the stop, and that'll cost them a couple more yards.
Oak Hill just two possessions row just very disjointed.
Yep.
Yeah, they just look out of sync right now. They can't get anything going. Penalties, guys not getting lined up correctly. They just look really out of sync right now.
Yep, sure do.
Now Richardson checks back in. He took the play off that he had to rule.
Third down and long for Oak Hill. Richardson drops straight back. Has a little bit of time. Now it collapses.
I thought he fumbled. No, he didn't.
And gets it up to the 15-yard line before he's thrown back. So nothing going there for the Red Devils.
Yeah, just again, Oak Hill can't get anything going at all. Now it looks like Jaden Lewis and Richardson are both a little banged up. Again, the trainer's out there, and you got two kids who, Richardson's going off on his own power.
Yeah.
Lewis popped up. Let's see how he goes. So they're
Oak Hill, your trainer, you might want to tell the trainer, wait just a few minutes before you head out there. Let the officials call you out.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as you go out there, somebody's got to come out.
Yeah.
And, don't want that to happen. Now we'll see what this punt game's about.
We need Elisha Jones to get a big one off here. Yeah, he's got to try to flip the field as much as possible. So the line of scrimmage is the 15. He's standing on his own 2 right now.
Oak Hill looks shorter.
And again, just very disjointed as the kid runs on late for Oak Hill.
Yeah, these are the things you expect to see in the first game, not the second. And that punt is blocked and recovered by Riverside down around the 6-yard line.
Huge.
So maybe there's your answer, Chris, as to why they go for it a lot.
Huge play. And that was Riley Gilmore. They did not, and that was him on his own. That was not, they didn't come after. They were actually trying to set up a return, and Gilmore just kind of came off the edge there by himself and threw his left hand up and was able to get the block. But again, the snap was a little late getting back there. Jones took his time a little bit. Now you got first and goal at the 6.
Yep. And I'll tell you, golden opportunity here for Riverside taking over on the 6-yard line. Here's Whitestone in the backfield. Gives it to Thomas. He goes over to the left. He's brought down after he gets inside the 5.
Another
flag comes flying in, and I'm not sure that came from the back judge.
James Ludwig tracked that down from behind there. They were trying to go over the left-hand side behind their H-back. Or what they call it, face mask. I thought that might have been. I wasn't sure, but I thought.
Yeah, so coming in from the back judge like that, you figure it's going to be
so that's half the distance, and that's going to be first and goal from the 3 now.
Yep. First and goal for Riverside, 3-yard line. Getting a play in from, actually, they're closer to the 2, I think. Get their play in from the sideline. Whitestone in the shotgun. Going to give it to Thomas over at left side again. He's hit again this time.
James Green
hits him first, and then the rest of the Oak Hill tacklers come in and clean it up.
Yeah, James Green and then Derek Sullivan and Jaden Lewis cleaned it up. But once again, Oak Hill's defense put in a bad position, and then they get a TFL on the first down play. So second and goal now here from the 5. Nice play that time by James Green.
Loss of 3 on the play, moves Riverside back to the 5-yard line. And they'll try it again from there. Second down. Got Hope in the backfield this time. Thomas went off shaking up. Whitestone rolls to his right. He sees a man in the flat, throws it in flat, and it's intercepted. And he's going to try to bring it out of the end zone, which he probably shouldn't have done. But nonetheless,
that was Z. Lewis.
Z. Lewis with the interception. And the Oak Hill Red Devils get the ball back. And we've got a flag on the play. That flag came out quickly. Before Z. Lewis intercepted the pass.
Tyler Ashmore's hot. He lost his helmet. He's running hot right now. He's mad over something. We did have a flag. And we've seen a lot of chippiness in this game tonight. So I didn't quite get the call.
But it was declined, so it must have been on Riverside.
You could see that coming. Whitestone should have never thrown that ball, though. Just a big mistake there to try to force that ball in there. Z was all over it and picked it off. So once again, the Oak Hill defense and if you're Riverside's coaches, you're like, oh my gosh, how many times can we blow these golden opportunities?
Got to be shaking their heads. They've been down in the red zone all night.
They took over after the fumble at the Oak Hill 24, got nothing. That time they took over at the Oak Hill 6 and got nothing. It would really be nice if Oak Hill could put together a couple of first downs here and get out of the shadow of their own goal line here.
Eat up a little bit of clock and get out of that deep end zone spot.
They really haven't been able to get anything going on the run game, though, here in the second half.
So Riverside was 7 guys in the box, and Oak Hill just unable to block them. And Moritz takes the snap. He's pushed back. They'll give him forward progress.
That was J.R. Cochran, number 57, and he's lived in Oak Hill's backfield. Like, they've really had trouble getting him blocked up. He's in there in the interior, and man, he's really stymieing Oak Hill's game. And you're right. Right now they're showing like a 5-man front, and they have 2 linebackers up there. And man, Oak Hill they just can't get anything going at all.
Yep. They got 7 coming. 6 this time. And they fake Moritz. They throw it out in the flat. It's hauled in out there.
That was a jump pass. I mean, everything Oak Hill's doing is looking shaky to me right now.
Good.
I mean, it looks so shaky and dangerous. And
Hicks hauls that one in and gets about 5 on his own. Like you said, everything just looks disjointed.
Nothing looks good right now. And you're right, that was 5 yards, but I mean that did not look good.
All right, 3rd down now. Richardson drops. They throw the quick hitter, a little slant. And it's hauled in. 2nd effort by Spike. Gets him up to the 17, I believe.
Yeah, that should be a first down.
Should be enough.
Yeah, that's a first down.
Yep, good 2nd effort by Spike that time.
I think Mikey's cramping up a little bit, but he just ran a little sit down pattern there, a little hook, and Devin put it right on him. So they needed that in the worst way. They really needed a first down to get out of the shadow of their goal line. So hopefully they can get something started here and string together a couple of first downs. And Mikey's checked out, and Owen Gross has checked in for him.
Hand off to Moritz, and again, as soon as he gets the ball, there's defenders on him. And he can't get forward for anything.
Yeah, they can't get J.R. Cochran blocked right now. Number 57 for Riverside is just blowing up everything that they want to do in the run game. He's played a really nice game for the Warriors tonight.
Give Moritz a yard out to the 18. Brings up 2nd and 9.
And Derek Champion has never checked back in, so at this point I'm wondering if he's banged up a little bit. Ian Ballinger still in there at right tackle.
Going to try the
jet sweep went
and it is bottled up and nowhere
J.R.
to go.
Cochran. I mean, J.R. Cochran's having a heck of a game for Riverside.
Yep. Z. Lewis dropped for a loss there. Back to the 15. So now it brings up 3rd and 12.
So Jaden Lewis checks out at the left guard position, and his brother Jeremy Lewis checks in for him. Mikey Spike now is checked back in. And I think Owen Gross is going to take a seat. Mikey was cramping up there for a minute.
Big play here for Oak Hill. Trying to extend this drive, eat some more clock. Pass overthrown just a little bit. Should have been hauled in there by Z. Lewis. He just kind of took his eye off of it a little bit, but I don't think he had anywhere near room to make a first down. So that'll bring up 4th down now, and they'll have to punt the ball away, 4th and 12. And again, after that last effort, you worry about this.
Yeah, they got to be buttoned up here on the punt game. Had the last one blocked. And Riverside actually wasn't aggressive rushing. It was number 13. I called his name a minute ago, who came in on his own and just kind of got his left hand up there to block it. That was Riley Gilmore. He came off that.
And Chris are not lining up in the punt formation unless Richardson's going to quick kick it or
JD. I think JD's going to kick it here.
And he gets it away left-footed. And nice punt.
It sure was.
A nice Oak Hill bounce all the way down.
That's huge. That's actually a very big play for Oak Hill.
Yep, 32-yard line. Good job by Moritz. Get that kick out of there. And I think we're seeing why Coach Marion has gone for it so many times on fourth down. That punt game was pretty shaky.
The one time they punted last week, it looked okay. But, that one, the kicking game in general tonight, both extra points haven't looked good either on the snaps. But that was a big play to have J.D. quick kick it out of there, and that puts Riverside back at their own 32. So that was a really nice punt.
Yep, Riverside with it on their own 32. 6:40 left in the ball game. Oak Hill's defense being called on again. Try to snuff out Riverside, and here comes Hope with it. He's going to pick up about 3.
So they pulled their backside guard and tackle that time. They tried to trap J.D. He did a nice job of fighting off that block and getting in on the tackle, though. He didn't let himself be trapped.
Yep. Picks up a couple up to the 35. Second down and 7 for the Warriors. Whitestone this time looks out to his left and pass. It looked like it might have been deflected back there. Somebody on that side is getting a lot of deflections tonight. Every time it seems he throws to this side, it gets blocked, and that one was no different. Goes incomplete, brings up third down now and 7.
Yeah, anytime they've tried to run these little hook patterns, Whitestone hasn't been able to put them on him. He's throwing a better deep ball than he has the shorter stuff tonight.
Third down and 7. Let's get to the 42. Whitestone is looking deep down the middle. Coverage is there, and pass is broken up by Armani Hicks.
Yeah, Armani, and he was expecting the deep ball. He was playing way off his receiver and giving him a lot of cushion, and he actually probably should have caught that. Again, they blitzed Cade Compton that time from his inside linebacker position. They picked it up nicely, and that's going to be the freshman Jaden Lewis, who's gotten some time on both sides of the ball tonight. Looks like he's banged up, but that should force a Riverside punt here, you would think.
Yep. I tell you, either offense is able to get anything established, get anything going.
No,
Really.
And honestly, here in the second half, not to take away anything from the defenses, but I think it's been more bad offense than great defense. I just don't think either offense for either team has been able to get anything going. They look out of sync, and I just think it's been poor execution on the offense's part.
This game looks more like the first game of the season than the second game.
Yeah.
First game was a lot cleaner.
Yeah, this is a game that neither coaching staff is going to put in their archives for all-time greats. Yeah,
right.
This is a tape you probably don't want to look at again.
Still waiting on the injured player to get 10-2. Be fourth down and 7 for Riverside. And we'll just keep it here and just let you watch what goes on during the timeout.
Yeah, again, that was Jaden Lewis, a freshman who was down. I think his brother, Jeremy Lewis, who's a junior, looks like he's going to check in for him. And again, there's 6 minutes. Just a weird second half from both teams. That's the only way I know how to put it. Just a very weird disjoint. And what was funny is, to start the second half, both offenses went straight down the field, and you thought, oh, maybe we're getting some fireworks here. And ever since then, it's all they can do to move it from me to you, Greg.
Yep, it's been very bad.
A lot of penalties, just
penalties, misplays.
Yeah, absolutely. They can get nothing going.
All right, looks like this is going to extend just a little bit longer than we thought, so we'll go ahead and break away. We'll come back once they get the injured player taken care of. Stay with us. We'll be back. Welcome back. We're waiting on the injury situation to get cleared up. It's our understanding that an ambulance has been called in, so the delay in the game is as we wait for the ambulance to show up and get there. We'll try to update you on any information that we have about the situation as we get it. But right now we're just waiting on that to get cleared up before play can resume, and then we'll get right back to the action with you. But as of right now, we're waiting on the ambulance to arrive and take care of the injury situation, and then we'll get play resumed, and we'll let you know what's going on from that point. So stay with us.
On-field coach at the top of the press box. Somebody's trying to call you. On-field coach.
Welcome back. New River Network's coverage of Oak Hill High School football. Red Devils leading at 12-6. 6 minutes left in the ball game. See the ambulance there. And Chris, I know you know I'm old and I'm losing my mind. I've already asked you about 5 times who the player that was injured was.
That was Jaden Lewis that
Jaden
went down on that last play, on that third down play. Pardon me. Well, we're not going to speculate, but they went ahead and brought the ambulance out. Hopefully it's just precautionary. We have no idea what happened, but they're going to take Jaden and get him checked out, and hopefully everything's okay with that young man. He was making his first varsity start tonight. He's just a freshman, and apparently he got banged up on that last play, and we're hoping everything's okay with him.
Yeah, and on a positive note, you and I both seen him move and point to a couple of places on his body, so we know he was moving, and I'm sure it's just a precautionary thing to try and make sure everything's okay. So I don't even remember what the situation was on the field when this happened.
So it was going to be around the ball's at the 35. It's going to be roughly a 4th and 8, something like that. There's 6 minutes left. Of course, you can see on your screen, Riverside's down a touchdown. We're thinking they're probably going to punt, but you never knew. We're trying to read coaches' minds, and this would seem like a punt situation where you try to get another stop on Oak Hill, which they've really done a nice job against Oak Hill here in the second half. So if I'm the coach, I'll punt the ball away, trust my defense to get a stop, and give me the ball back so I can try to go down there and get a score. We'll see what they want to do. But, 4th and 8 here at the 35. I wouldn't go for it here.
No, not this deep in your territory. And I know even if you have problems with your punt game, which obviously Oak Hill's experiencing a little bit of that, I think you still have to take your chances with the punt. And the defense has played very well tonight, but they've been put under the gun numerous times. And Riverside starting in deep in Oak Hill territory several times. And the defense has stood up and stood the test. But you can't go to the well too often. So you hope we punt it away and take away a little bit of that field position.
If you think about it, at the end of the first half, Riverside had the ball inside the 10, got nothing out of it. The second half, after the fumble, they took over at Oak Hill's 24, got nothing out of it. Then after the block punt, they took over at Oak Hill 6, got nothing out of it. So it's unbelievable how Oak Hill's defense has been able to stymie them tonight. And Riverside, just missed opportunity after miss. And Oak Hill's had their own missed opportunities in the first half. But after that initial drive in the second half, Oak Hill's not able to move the football at all. Just got nothing going.
And we've talked about it. It seems like the offense is just out of sync and out of rhythm. Just really hadn't gotten any continuity whatsoever with their offense as they have struggled to get the run game going. Their offense has just been out of sync the whole game.
And that's when you can't get the run game going. And I harken back to what I said in the first half. The run game sets up everything else. And if you're bottling up the run game, it's really hard to establish anything else. And we have definitely seen that with Oak Hill here in the second half, and they've tried. They've tried to get JD going, and Riverside is just all over him. They're showing a 5-man front and with 2 linebackers, so they're playing 7 in the box right now. And Oak Hill, where they play that spread, they're trying to get those 7 blocked with their 5 offensive linemen. Now, we'll tell you this, and this is something that I haven't seen them do. A lot of times, sometimes they'll go in that 2-back set and bring Tyler Ashmore in there and line him up as an H-back, and he'll kind of pull from his H-back position. We haven't seen them do that all night. They did that with some success against Nicholas last week.
All right, so Riverside comes out of the timeout. Looks like they're going to go for it. 4th and 7. Huge play here for both sides. If Oak Hill can get a stop here, they'll have tremendous position. And we just had a 20-minute delay, and you have to call a timeout before you run your play. I'm not sure if you wanted to see what the defense was going to line up to do, but that's kind of strange.
No, wow. You're exactly right. You've had 20 minutes to talk about what you want to do. They come out and line up, and the QB clapped. I almost wonder if they thought they could get Oak Hill to jump or something. Yeah. And then they burn a timeout, and we saw them use their timeouts here in the first half, and it came back to bite them at the end of the half. And man, that is to come out of a 20-minute delay and use a timeout before you even snap the ball is brutal. That is just brutal.
Yeah, and I'm not sure, again, you hate to question folks, but if I'm Riverside, the way my defense has been playing, I go ahead and punt the ball away.
I would too. Yeah, their defense has played great. I'd punt and just play defense here.
But if Oak Hill gets the ball here, it could be devastating for them. Whitestone takes the snap. Ball is batted, and I think, thrown incomplete. Intended out there for Tudor, but it goes incomplete, so Oak Hill will get possession of the football.
The short and intermediate passes for Riverside have not looked good tonight. They, like you said, when they roll the pocket, it's looked good. Whitestone's hit a deep ball or two, but anytime he's tried to throw it intermediately, it's been off target.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't agree with that decision.
No, I don't understand that one. Oak Hill takes over at the 35-yard line of Riverside.
And folks, I apologize. If we have a cough button, I'm going to need it badly. I'm coughing every breath for some reason.
That's usually me. I usually do the coughing fits. All right, Richardson in the shotgun. Bobbles the snap and goes down on it. Good smart play that time by Richardson.
That's a microcosm of what Oak Hill's offense has been tonight.
Yep.
They cannot get anything going whatsoever.
Lose about 5.5, 6 yards on that snap. And the only positive is the clock keeps running.
Yeah, and I would definitely, you want to run that clock down as far as you can. And we can't see the play clock, but I wouldn't be snapping that ball with more than 2 or 3 seconds left on it. And it looks like they are trying to melt it. They're not in a big hurry here.
All right, they break the huddle now. Three receivers split to the left. Here comes a blitz by Riverside. Richardson sees it, cuts to the outside, and he's up over the 30. Still plowing forward, gets it down to about the 26. So Richardson, I think, just did a little free ad lib there as he saw the blitz coming, and he took off immediately to the outside, and he picked up. See where they spot it.
I think that was called. I think that was called from the sidelines, and that's a really nice. They haven't been able to get anything going with their running back, and then that time, and I could be wrong. He might have freelanced that time. I think that was a called QB sweep. Looks like they kind of set the edge there a little bit to me, and that's a nice adjustment. Just make JD an extra blocker because they've been trying to go 5-on-7 and. Riverside's just been bottling it up. So really nice play that time for Oak Hill. They needed that in a bad way.
Yep. 3rd and short now. He picked up about 15, but we had the bad snap. They lost yardage. This time he's going to run around the right side. He's in trouble, but he gets away again, and he's able to get up over the line to gain for the first down as he runs out of bounds. So big first down for Oak Hill. Now they'll be able to really milk that clock.
Absolutely.
And take some time off. Richardson run out on the 23.
Yeah, nice, and we've talked about adjustments. This is a nice adjustment from Coach Marion and his staff. They can't get anything going with their running backs, so now they're just playing, old-time football. Snap it right back to your quarterback and just run sweeps, and you have an extra blocker now when the quarterback runs.
Yep. First down on the 23. Richardson in the shotgun, and here comes a blitz again, and again he's going to take it to the outside. Gets the corner, down the 20, down the 15. And finally knocked out of bounds.
They found something
9.
here.
Yep.
Yeah, they found something. The only thing, if you're the coaching staff, you might tell him, hey, just go down. Just stay in bounds and let that clock keep going. But, yeah, it looks like they might have found something here with some design QB runs with Devin Richardson.
Yep.
And I'll give credit to Chris Austin's the play caller. So nice job by Chris Austin, who's seen his offense just do nothing here in the second half, and he's trying something different, and he's getting some results out of it.
Another 15-yard gain by Richardson. Gives Oak Hill 1st and goal just inside the 10. And if you're Oak Hill, really just run the football right now and keep that clock going. Don't have to do anything fancy. Of course, Richardson's going to break free, gets it to the outside, and he's going to go into the end zone. And that might be the nail in the coffin that we were looking for. Richardson with a 9-yard run, gets it in the end zone, extends the Oak Hill lead to 18-6 with 3:57 to go. So nice series by Richardson there.
Yeah, absolutely. He did a lot of that on his own, too.
Sure
Riverside had that defended pretty well, and Richardson just showing his athleticism that time, was able to extend the play and get to the outside. So big drive for Oak Hill. They needed that in the worst way.
Yep. And again, you have to look back at the Riverside decision to go for it 4th and 7 there.
Yeah.
Give the ball back to Oak Hill on the 35. Took them 4 plays to get it in the end zone. Try for point. Jones's kick is high enough this time, and he makes it.
Good. That's going to be good for their confidence, if nothing else. Because that previous 2 extra points didn't look very good. So Washington's able to put that in there.
Roughly 3:57 to go in the ball game. Oak Hill has taken a 19-6 lead. Stay with us. We'll have the final wrap up here in just a few moments. We'll be back. Elijah Jones set to kick off for Oak Hill. Red Devils take a 19-6 lead. Under 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Jones boots it deep this time. And they wait for it to go out of bounds, but it doesn't go out of bounds. Roll right down the sideline.
I don't know how that ball stayed in bounds. Huge break for Oak Hill, though, because Riverside thought it was going to go out of bounds, too, and he finally had to just pick it up.
Dylan Tudor there and looked like it was going to go out, and he let it bounce and roll, and it hugged that sideline, didn't go out, and he finally picked it up, and he was snowed under.
Yeah, big play for Oak Hill that time, and Riverside's in a bad way now.
Yep, take over on their own 6-yard line. Have Darren get a shot of the clock here in just a minute. That way we'll have a good idea how close Lucas is. We should run a raffle. Bet. Pay $1 and you get a guess. There's Whitestone dropping. Pressure comes. He escapes. Gets up over the 5, back to the line of scrimmage. Now the 10, 15, and up to the 17 where he's shoved out of bounds.
And Cade Compton shoved him up. Whitestone showing his athleticism that time, escaping the rush, and was able to get some positive yardage out of that. Oak Hill now has a couple of backup linemen in. I was going to see if I can get a couple of names for you.
And Oak Hill lines up in the neutral zone. They want to do that.
So that's Michael Green, number 58, and that's Tyler Garrett, number 79. Now in there for the defensive line for Oak Hill. They're getting their first snaps of the game. Michael Green got to play a little bit against Nicholas last week. I don't think Tyler's gotten any varsity action. So Tyler Garrett's getting his first snaps this year. 5 yards gives Riverside a first down. They'll throw it on first down and pass downfield intended for Jace Cook is overthrown. A little alligator arm there as it was thrown into the defense. He's trying to fit that into a tight window.
Yep.
Oak Hill might be in a cover 2 here. I can't see the secondary, but that looks like it might have, the safety was coming up from over the top. So they might be in a cover 2. I'm not going to act like I know for sure, though. But he was trying to fit that in a tight window there and just couldn't quite do it. And you're right, he had alligator arms that time.
Yep. Whitestone bobbles the snap and gets hit as he lets it go incomplete. And that time, pressure came off the left side.
Yeah, it was big James Ludwig who got good pressure that time. Put a nice hit on Whitestone just as he released the ball.
Yep. Thrown incomplete. Brings up third down. Good pressure that time. Whitestone's had some time, and he like I said, he's flushed out several times, but seems to throw the ball better when he's moving with it.
Yeah, I agree.
But he takes the snap, drops straight back again, throws it over the middle. This time it's knocked down by Ashmore.
Yeah.
And
Their intermediate passing game just really hasn't been there tonight. They've tried it several times, and it hasn't looked good, and they really have had no luck with it.
Yeah, and if I'm the Riverside coach, I'd be looking at rolling him out.
Their play action bootlegs have looked good.
Yep.
He's made some nice throws. But, yeah, that intermediate passing game, Oak Hill's been all over that. He hasn't been very accurate with it, so they've really struggled.
All right, still trying to get their play in. Whitestone thinks he has it. Again, drops straight back, throws it out into the flat on the right side, this time incomplete. And that'll be a turnover on down, so Oak Hill will take possession of the football again. Defense steps in, makes a quick stop.
I got to be honest, this is the second week in a row that I feel like Oak Hill's opponents have helped them out a little bit by just throwing the football too much.
Yeah.
You got to be able to stick with the running game. And Riverside, just like Nicholas, Riverside has had some nice runs tonight, but they haven't stuck with it.
Yep.
And I think it's been to Oak Hill's benefit that they've continually tried to throw the football as much as they've had.
Yep, I agree. It's helped Oak Hill tremendously in the defense. Not to take anything away from Oak Hill's defense, but their passing game is not real solid. And I think now you just see the handball being handed off by Oak Hill. There's Moritz. He'll pick up a couple.
You know, throwing the football isn't as easy as the guys on Saturdays and Sundays make it look.
Right, yeah.
That's a lot harder to do with high school kids. And I think we, we're seeing that with Oak Hill too. Oak Hill's passing game is still looking a little wonky right now too. So, and this is the new age offense. I get it. It's shotgun spread, 4 wide. You throw the ball a lot, but you can see it looks different in high school than it does like when you're watching major college games or pro games.
Yeah.
It's hard to execute that.
Here's Richardson. He's going to throw it or keep it. I don't know if he knew exactly what he wanted to do with it, but now he's running backwards, gets a block. That's going to be an illegal block, and he's going to pick up big yardage. His flags are flying everywhere. He gets back to the 15. Wasn't big yardage. He ran about 40 yards, picked up about 8, but flags flying everywhere, and that's going to be illegal blocks. You can't do the blindside blocks anymore.
Can't do the crackbacks anymore. Yeah, that's true. Can't do the crackbacks anymore. I saw James Ludwig crack back on somebody.
Yeah.
So they'll definitely get him for that.
That'd be a 15-yard walk-off.
Yeah, and I think that was I don't think they wanted to throw the ball. That Devin couldn't decide what he wanted to do. Then act like he wanted to throw it, and then everything went to pieces.
Yep, so it'll be a 15-yard mark-off against Oak Hill.
It hasn't been a thing of beauty. It has not been a thing of beauty. Yeah,
it has not.
Hasn't been a thing of beauty.
Yeah, so it pushes the ball back to the 37. And again, you hope that Oak Hill will just keep it simple here, run it straight ahead, and let that clock run. I don't know that Riverside would even call timeout, being down by 13.
So now they do. They are showing Tyler in at an H-back now. They haven't really shown that all night.
Here's Richardson going to give it to Rich straight ahead.
Yeah, just nowhere to go.
Yeah, nowhere to go, and that's okay.
Yeah, they've really stopped that tonight. And again, we're seeing a lot of chippiness, and here comes a flag. And things have been really chippy between these two teams all night. We've seen, 2 or 3 personal fouls. We've seen some barking. We've seen helmets come off. Just a really chippy game from both teams. So, Greg, we're up 19-6. A couple minutes left. Looking ahead, Oak Hill gets some real juice on them next week. They debut their new turf, but they get a tough opponent when Princeton comes to town. And, you and I were talking a bit off air. They're going to need a lot better performance next week if they want to hang with Princeton.
Yep, this just hadn't looked smooth at all tonight. And credit to the Riverside defensive line. They've shut down Oak Hill's running game and been in the backfield a lot tonight.
Yes, they have.
So credit to them. And like I say, hopefully Oak Hill can get this squared away before next week, because next week's going to be a real challenge. And the Riverside coaches have taken time out here, I think, just to tell their guys it's not worth it to, do anything. Just let it go.
Yeah.
You don't want to get kicked out and not get to play next week.
But we are. I know. I'm looking forward. This is going to be our first game next week to, get a look at the turf and the new lighting, and I can't wait to see it. I didn't realize how much the lighting played a part in how the game looks until last week you pulled up Midland Trails game on your phone.
Yep.
And it was unbelievable how much better it looked on your phone because of the new lights. And Oak Hill got those too, so I'm really anxious to see it.
Yeah, the difference was amazing. And it's a beautiful field. We've seen pictures of it, and I've driven down and looked at it. It's a beautiful field. And looking forward to Oak Hill's first home game.
Yeah, the old Coalfield Conference matchup. Princeton comes to town, and if you're making a short list of AAA contenders, I think Princeton would be on it. They lost Dom Collins, which he was the big name last year, but they return a lot of production on offense. So Oak Hill's going to have to really have a good week of practice, because next week they get a lot better opponent.
Yep, they've got some things definitely to iron out for sure. Here's Richardson with a snap, gives it to Ashmore. He pops it upside and heads to the right outside, stiff arms, and gets down. So they mark him out to 25. So nice little pickup there by that was Green.
Yeah, it was James Green who checked in. And again, they got Tyler in at an H-back right now. And James Green was able to, again, show nice vision, get out to the outside. And I don't know if I got another flag. Just, man.
Wow.
This is a tough game to call.
Yeah.
It's so hard to call games like this. There's no flow whatsoever offensively for either team.
Yep, can't even run plays and try to run some clock.
Oh, man, yeah, I know.
I
mean, goodness gracious. Yeah, we're coming up. We're over 3 hours. That's a long high school football game.
Yeah.
That is of course, we did have the delay for the injury.
Yep.
Forgot about that.
All right, fourth down now and 12. Richardson with the ball. He'll give it to Green again over the left side. I'm surprised we didn't see a little bit more of that tonight, because we had luck on the outside running with some speed.
Yeah, I agree. They really haven't tested the edges. A lot of the runs have come up in the interior, and Riverside's just done a nice job of bottling that up. So, if that's not working, try to get on the edge.
Yep.
And they were able to do that just now.
All right, Riverside will take over now.
And Tyler Garrett and Michael Green are still in there at the defensive line positions. We've also had number 29, Luke Endicott, check in. Looks like at a defensive end position here.
Bad snap goes through Whitestone's legs, and he's going to fall on it back at the 8-yard line. So, obviously not, again, just horrible play here.
it's just really,
stop.
It's not so much great defense. It's just really bad execution on offense from both teams. Not a thing of beauty. Both teams should probably just pour gas on this tape and light it.
All right, snap back to Whitestone, clean this time, throws it over the middle, and pass broken up there.
Carson Treadway. He's had a really nice game from his free safety position. He's already got 2 interceptions. He almost had a third one right there. Just playing center field right there and looking at the quarterback's eyes and reading him, and he's done a really nice job breaking up pass plays tonight.
We'll bring up third down now for Riverside. Whitestone trying to get people in the right places. Third and about 16. Gets a man open out in the flat again, overthrows him just a little bit. That falls incomplete. And again, he struggled dropping back in the pocket and throwing the ball. He's had a hard time.
He struggled with his accuracy here tonight. He has.
His receiver was open that time. He just overthrew him.
Yeah.
Brings up fourth down. Bubbles the snap. Flushes to the outside. Moritz gets him. And that's going to be a safety.
Will be a safety, yeah.
It is called a safety, so Oak Hill drops Whetstone in the end zone for the safety. Moritz back there on him. So that'll add 2 more points to the Oak Hill lead, 21-6 now. Riverside will have the free kick. And hopefully, Chris, Oak Hill can snap it back there to the quarterback and he can take a knee.
Just take a knee and, get this over with,
I wouldn't bet on it, though.
Just get this over with.
Yeah, this has been a long one.
Yeah, and Oak Hill taking the unconventional route to 21 points.
Yeah.
You'll see that in the paper tomorrow and just think, 3 touchdowns, 3 extra points.
Yep.
It didn't work out quite that way, yeah.
Nope. Yeah, it's been a different kind of game, that's for sure. 2 struggling offenses, a lot of mistakes. Again, typical of what you might see in a first game of the season game.
That's a really good point. I mean, Oak Hill looked a lot more buttoned up and in sync last week than they have. I mean, this week's just been ugly. And usually you see a lot of improvement from week 1 to week 2, but they've kind of taken a step back. But the good thing is you can play that and still get a win over a AAA opponent. You're going to go to 2-0 here, and you go in with a little bit of momentum. I think you're going to have a big crowd next week. People want to come see that turf. They want to come see Princeton. So I think next week will be a really good atmosphere for Oak Hill as they have their home opener.
Yeah, and I think too we have to give a little credit to the Riverside defensive line as they really stymied Oak Hill's run game. Usually Oak Hill can get their run game going. I'm not sure what that was.
I think it was meant to be an onside kick. Yeah, they didn't go 10 yards. It bounced straight backwards. So
yeah, it was pretty bizarre looking. Oh, wait a minute.
They're actually going to give it. Yeah, they're going to say Malachi Hope came up with that.
It didn't.
I don't think that went. Did it go? Did it hit an Oak Hill player? I didn't.
It didn't look.
Well, we don't have replay. I didn't think that hit an Oak Hill player, and I didn't think it went 10 yards. He kicked that from the 20, didn't he?
Yeah. I think what they're saying is it hit 10 yards and then bounced backwards, but it didn't. It wasn't. Wasn't close to the 30. But
Malachi Hope came up with the onside kick, so Riverside's going to retain possession there.
Yeah. So, of course, it's not going to end smoothly.
No.
We should have known that.
No. I should have brought my pajamas.
No doubt. He's going to say it did hit beyond the 30, but...
yeah, I think that's what they're ruling, that it hits beyond 30 then bounced backwards. And yeah, so that's what the call is.
Yep. Again, I'd like to. I'll go back and watch that one again.
Yeah, I would like to see. I didn't think it did,
No,
but I could be wrong. But I didn't think that went 10 yards.
Yeah, I didn't think it was close, really. All right. Anyway, Riverside has the ball again, and we'll see some more passes now and stop the clock. I wouldn't mind seeing him complete a few. So he runs out of the pocket this time, chased it, and throws it out of bounds just to get rid of it. And like I said, I wouldn't mind Chris Feet completing the pass here.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Get that clock moving, man.
Not sure how close Lucas is. We got 1:07 left in the ball game. Darren gives us a shot of the clock here in a minute. We'll see what the time actually is. I'm guessing Lucas is pretty close. He usually is. All right, Whitestone in the shotgun. Another bad snap, hits the ground. Hope tries to pick it up, can't get it. And Green, is it Green? Nope.
That's Cade Compton.
Cade Compton falls on it. And gives Oak Hill the football back. Now maybe we can get a set down.
Yeah, let's just take a knee here. And no timeout from the Riverside coaches. I don't know what's happened to the snap. The Riverside snaps have been fine and all of a sudden now they can't get them back there.
Been good all night.
All night until the fourth quarter here, the last couple of drives. And, of course, there's some confusion here.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't there be?
Yeah. Probably have to take a time out.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
All right, here's the snap. Just kneel. Just kneel.
No way.
Oh, my goodness. I don't understand
No
what the world is
way.
he doing. Oh, my goodness.
Wow. I'm with you, man. I don't know. I don't know why we're throwing that.
No reason
Just kneel and get out of here.
Yeah, the game's over. Riverside's going to concede.
That's the kind of stuff that causes some hard feelings in the handshake line.
Yes, it sure does. Yeah, no call for that. I don't know. I don't think that was called from the sideline. I think that was an ad lib by Richardson. He comes off the sideline now. I'm sure he's been told, do not do that. Just kneel with the football.
Yeah, just take a knee, man. Take the W and go home.
All right, second down, 10. Still running forward.
Yeah.
Still taking a knee, and he's going to end up going out of bounds, stopping the clock again. This game should have been over a half an hour ago, and both teams seem to be prolonged.
Yes, as long as they can.
Yeah. I'm not sure why you just don't take a knee and let the clock run out.
Is there a new rule that coaches get paid by the hour? Did I miss that? I might have missed that. I don't know.
Richardson with it again. He's going to run over the left side. Please don't go out of bounds. Thank you.
And another flag.
And a flag comes in, of course, since he didn't go out of bounds.
Gracious.
Wow. Holding on Oak Hill will negate the play. On J.D. Moritz, that's our official signal number 4. He'll step off 10 yards.
You know, if you had your backups in, I guess I can still see, running plays, letting your backups get some live action. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you got your starting quarterback. I mean, you risk injury.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you're still running plays right here.
Nothing good can come out of running plays.
No, I would agree with that.
Clock starts back up after the flag was inbounds, and I don't think Oak Hill's going to have to snap it. Thank God for that.
Yes. Let's get this over with, please.
The time runs out on the field, and that's going to do it for another Friday night here on the New River Network. The Oak Hill Red Devils come away with the win, 21-6 over the Riverside Warriors. We'll come back here in just a minute, try to give you a few little statistical things, recap the game, and then get set for next week as Oak Hill takes on Princeton for the first game on the new field there at John P. Duda Stadium. So we look forward to bringing you that. So stay with us. We'll come back here in just a minute, wrap this up from Riverside High School in Kanawha County, I guess, and give you a recap of the game. So stay with us. We'll return in just a moment. All right, welcome back to the New River Network's coverage of high school football. The Oak Hill Red Devils 21-6 over Riverside High School. Chris, pretty ugly ball game there, really. If we're looking at stats, and we thought no reason to really give any stats. Not enough good ones to give. Both teams, like you said, I don't know if it was good defense or bad offense, but neither offense really able to generate much at all in their possessions. Both teams had good field position numerous times, couldn't capitalize. It really just come down to Riverside not being able to take advantage of the positions that they were put in.
Absolutely.
And Oak Hill's defense stepping up and playing pretty good there as well. So congratulations to the Oak Hill Red Devils as they move to 2-0 on the season. And next week, they'll christen the new field with a game against highly touted Princeton coming into town. That'll be a real challenge for Oak Hill. We'll see how that goes. Riverside travels down to Laley Field to play Capital next week. Riverside falls to 0-2 on the season. Chris, if you don't have anything, all I would like to say to you is good night, finally. So good night here from the New River Network. We appreciate you tuning in to the Oak Hill Red Devils football game, and we appreciate everyone helping us out with the coverage of this to keep us afloat. So we appreciate all that. Look forward to bringing you the Princeton game next week from Oak Hill. We'll be there with all the action, so I hope you will be too. Good night, everybody.